And a pleasant good Saturday evening to you from Falmouth, Massachusetts. At Gov Fuller Field, it's time for Gateman baseball once again. Cade Crenshaw joined alongside Cameron Ezeir for this evening's matchup between the Gateman and the hosting Falmouth Commodores. Both teams coming in with a 4-6-1 overall record so far. We're 11 games in, Cam. Game number 12 tonight. And, well, if you're Wareham, you're looking to start what Harvey Shapiro likes to say, the second 11-game season so far out of 44 for the Gatemen. Much better than you ended the first, losing 5 of their last 6.
Yeah, 5 of the last 6 was a detriment to a team that started 3-1-1, and it seemed like they really picked up the offense in the middle of that first stretch to add more of an in-depth look at that 4-part season. There's 44 games. You divide that by 4, make it 11. Those are the 4 parts that Harvey Shapiro alludes to that Cade just mentioned. First 11 games are done. How do you start the 11-game stretch on the right foot? It's beating a Falmouth team that if you don't beat them, you're now bottom of the West Division. And I know there's still a good amount of games to play, but you never want to sit in that spot where you're constantly battling and struggling to get out of the position where you don't make the playoffs.
We allude to those 4 11-game seasons, Cam, and well, you break it down like this. The first 11 games mostly comprised of temporary players to start the season and then add it on. Occasionally, there's a couple permanent guys coming in once regional and postseason play wraps up for colleges across the country. That's part 1. That's now done. We go into part 2. That's the permanent player phase, and that's what we see across the board for this Gateman team. This is the roster they're going to be riding with for quite a while.
And they rode with them at the beginning of the season. Of course, you mentioned the temporary players, the few additions into the lineup, saying, okay, could these guys be the starters or are they just fillers? Ended up being fillers, and it's been the guys that the Wareham Gatemen have rode along for this entire season. Jack Hausinger, he's been great in the middle infield. Same with Blake Wright. You throw in a guy like Max Anderson and Hogan Windish. These guys have been the mainstays since game 1. And you talk about permanent players and guys that are going to be here for a while. Well, those are the guys that are going to be here for the rest of the season. As other players filter in, it seems to be more pitchers than position players. A guy like Brian Padilla out of UConn saw a bit of action in that loss against Hyannis, and you just wonder, how will Harvey Shapiro retool with his lineup, or if they're having success, does he retool with it at all?
And with that, Kim, you mentioned it. Let's take a look at tonight's lineups first for the visiting Wareham Gatemen.
Yeah, let's start with the Wareham Gatemen. That 4-6-1 pitching coach is Eddie Marco, and he's had a lot more talking to do with his starting pitchers, because through the first 5 games, it's a Wareham staff, the starting pitching staff, that only gave up 3 earned runs. The last 6, they've given up 17 earned runs. The starting pitching has to get a whole lot better, and that'll start on the mound today, and of course, the bottom of the first. But yeah, the lineup, Jack Hausinger will lead things off for the second straight game, followed by Hogan Windish in left. He has the highest batting average on this team. Max Anderson batting third, Alan Roden in fourth. So the same starting 4 at the top of the lineup as it was against the Harbor Hawks. And then Ryan Campos is back in the lineup in the 5th spot. He's the back end of the battery for the Gatemen. Then Blake Wright, Kellum Clark, Ty Evans and Michael Robertson, 2 Gators in the 8-9 hole, and this is a Florida Gators trio of players that has only picked up 1 hit and about 30 or so at-bats, so those 2 still trying to get going.
Meanwhile, for the hosting Falmouth Commodores, in the leadoff spot will be Alex Mooney, the shortstop, as he'll look in from Duke University. Batting second is Colby Halter. He'll be at second base. Batting third at third base is Braden Taylor. And cleanup and catching will be Jack Payton. In the 5 spot, and at first is Jacob Walsh. Batting sixth from Alabama, the center fielder Andrew Pinckney. More Crimson Tide on the way. Batting 7th is Corey Collins, the designated hitter. Batting 8th, the right fielder Drew Brutcher from South Florida. And batting 9th is Anthony McKenzie, the left fielder. On the bump for the Commodores tonight is the right-hander. He's out of Tuscaloosa as well. It's Ben Hess taking the bump. Hess steps in for this team to make his second appearance of the summer. He's seen limited action so far, just 3 innings under his belt, but he does bring along with him a 1.60 ERA. The 6'5", 230-pound sophomore, native of Charleston, Illinois. We've got plenty of tidbits and nuggets to share on him as the night goes on, but simply put, Cam, this is a competitor that fills up the zone with efficiency.
Yeah, served as the Tide's primary midweek starter after missing the first 3 weeks of the season for the Alabama for the Alabama Crimson Tide. And this is a guy that was moved into the bullpen as SEC tournament got underway. So someone that doesn't just know how to fill the zone early on in a game, but later in a game as well. Ranked 4th on Alabama for strikeouts with 50, including a team-high 10 against Georgia in the SEC tournament. So he knows what it's like to face teams that are really good and have a whole lot of talent.
Well, here's Jack Hausinger to lead things off for Wareham. Second baseman out of Ezeir. As Cam alluded to, his second straight day in the leadoff spot. A 2-hit performance last night in the loss at Hyannis. Righty on lefty as Hess turns and deals first pitch. Fastball taken outside and away, count 1-0. Hausinger riding a 8-game on-base streak into this ball game. Defensively, the Commodores set standard, the 1-0. Fastball finds its way into the outside and upper corner. Lefty hitter Hausinger.
The biggest part about Hausinger's game to point out, 10 walks. That leads the Cape League.
1-1 offer. Check swing outside. Fans starting to file in on what is a warm Saturday night. We're expecting temperatures in the 80s on the Cape this weekend. The 2-1. Hausinger lifts it up into center field. Pinckney initially retreated, but now steps forward, camps under it, and that's out number 1. 1 down in the top of the first for a player who has either found success finding his way to second base or being a magnet for baseballs. It's Hogan Windish from UNC Greensboro. He leads the Cape in both doubles and hit by pitches this season. Windish a 3-hit game last night. Righty on righty with Hausinger retired. Base is clear. The 1-out pitch. Fastball inside. Count 1-0. Windish sees it at the knees. Two outfield flyouts for the Gateman so far. Can Max Anderson spark this offense early? Cam, this is a team that has often thrived in the first half of games this season, including last night. They put a couple runs on the board against Hyannis in the first. 2-out pitch. Anderson takes a fastball up and in.
They also thrive on putting the ball in play. Hyannis, it was the Gateman that made the errors defensively.
Hess, the 0-1. Strike 2, called in the bottom half. Anderson quickly down in the count. Lumber hasn't left his shoulders. Just went for the chase. A 1-2-3 first inning for Ben Hess, and we'll head to the bottom of the first to take our first look at the Commodores offense in this Saturday night showdown. We come back for more Wareham baseball on the Gateman Radio Network.
Continuing with our corporate sponsors, we also want to recognize and thank Franklin Sports, Cape Destinations, Sullivan Tire, Highline Cruises, Barnstable Bat, Sunderland Printing, Axis Bats, Cape Space, Christmas Tree Shops, OOFOS, T-Mobile, Boston Better Business Bureau, Fairway Financial, Rogers Gray, and of course, thank you to Major League Baseball for over 50 years of support.
Curry College is where you go to become anything you want. Curry prepares students to engage in successful careers with learning beyond the classroom. Explore undergraduate programs, NCAA Division III athletics, and continuing education and graduate studies, including fifth-year master's programs at curry.edu.
Mosquito bites and ticks. No, yikes! When the bugs get scary, just call Mosquito Mary's 866 Ask Mary or visit us at mosquitomarys.com.
We make our way into the bottom of the first tonight from Gov Fuller Field. Still no score with the Gateman, and our first look at the Falmouth Commodores offense as they'll be matching up with the junior right-hander out of Vanderbilt, Grayson Morris. He makes his first start of the season. 6'3", 200-pound Longwood, Florida native. Has already seen game action for Wareham, but it was in relief appearances. Back on Sunday in game 1 of the doubleheader against Chatham, went 2 1/3 of one-hit baseball, no walks and 2 strikeouts on 32 pitches. Meanwhile, here's Alex Mooney. Lead things off for the Commodores. Mooney, sophomore out of Duke. Righty on righty. Moore, first pitch. Foul back into the home plate netting. Count 0-1.
Alex Mooney led the...
Moore bringing his black glove just in front of his face. Chest facing towards home plate. He'll turn and deal the 0-1. Off speed, that trails away. Slider pitch couldn't find the zone. Count even at 1 apiece.
One thing with Grayson Moore is he kept Wareham in that game. It was a 5-3 loss to Chatham, but relieved Michael Sansone did a really good job against the Anglers.
1-1 upstairs. Fastball misses high. Wareham, the road, gray pants, blue tops, cranberry numerals. 2-1 offer. Mooney skies out of play over the third base side. Cranberry W on the left side of the chest. Cranberry numerals with white trim on the right side of the torso. Blue caps. Cranberry rim, that cranberry W once again on the front. Meanwhile for Falmouth, white unis tonight. Crimson lettering and Falmouth across the front. 2-2. Mooney, liner over to Blake right at short. A one-hopper into his glove. The throw across. That's 1 down.
Good play from Blake Wright. Looked like it was going to loop right into his glove as the backside of his glove was on the dirt ground, but it bounced into his glove, and good anticipation to already have his footwork down over to first.
1 away for Colby Halter. First lefty hitter that Grayson Moore will be facing. Halter, a junior, out of Florida. Pair of Florida natives facing off here. 1-out pitch. The righty gets the best of the lefty hitter. Fastball inside. Longwood, Florida on the bump. Jacksonville at the plate. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Fastball up and in. That's gone back-to-back heaters on Halter. He's down in the count 0-2 for a player who started out Cape League season strong. Team high 400 batting average for Falmouth. Nothing in 2 with 1 down. The base is empty. The pitch. He struck him out. Going down looking is Colby Halter. That was right down Broadway. Clear the roads. Parade's coming through. It's the Grayson Moore show. That's his first strikeout in the bottom of the first inning. 2 down. Here's Braden Taylor, the third baseman. Taylor, a TCU Horned Frog. Righty on lefty. With nobody on. 2 outs of a scoreless game. Moore, first pitch. Skipping in the dirt. Count 1-0.
Grayson Morris be really careful with Braden Taylor. The last time these two teams played, Taylor actually went yard. That put the first one on the board for Falmouth. They followed it up with 11 to win 12-9.
First time these two teams have met at Gov Fuller Field. The 1-0. Off speed finds its way in the top half. Outside edge of the plate. Count even at 1-1. Moore looking to cruise through the first. 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball down and in. Goes off the glove of Campos. No damage done, though, with nobody on.
And you wonder if Campos was able to catch that. If it would have clipped the bottom of the zone. I think that the call was as it was because Campos dropped it.
2-1. Outside and up for ball 3. Wareham, as we alluded to moments ago, the pregame show, presented by South Coast Health each and every road game, is the fact that, well, they've lost 5 of their last 6, just trying to right the ship, and a strong first inning from Moore could do that. He turns and deals. 3-1 pitch, skied down the line into left, but it'll find its way into foul territory in the trees along the left side. Falmouth, a team that is very good and patient at the plate. They're going to drive up pitch counts more oftentimes than not. A veteran order. More on that later on. Here's the payoff. 3-2, dribbled back over foul towards the Falmouth dugout on the first base side. Not a single freshman position player on this Commodores team, and meanwhile you look for Wareham. Well, they even have a couple freshmen in the starting lineup tonight. You look at Robertson in center, you have Evans in right, a pair of freshmen there, even Campos behind the plate. Experience matters in this league. We'll do it once more. The 3-2. Skipping in, it's ball 4. A 2-out walk drawn by Braden Taylor will put a man aboard for Jack Payton, the catcher out of Louisville. First walk of the season issued by Moore. Vanderbilt Jr. getting his first start of the season on the bump for the Gateman. Righty on righty with a man on at first and 2 away. Still no score. First pitch. Put on the ground up the middle. Right won't get there in time as it rolls into center field. And that's a 2-out base hit for Jack Payton. And suddenly the Commodores showing some 2-out magic in the bottom of the first.
This team started 1-4. You add some of the artillery, you already mentioned it earlier, guys coming from the College World Series, guys coming a bit late, and a team that's really turned it around with a 4-2-1 record since. So talk about experience matters. Well, it matters when guys come here to a struggling team and turn it around.
Here's Jacob Walsh, the sophomore from Oregon. Lefty hitter with runners at first and second. The lead man is Taylor in scoring position. 2 outs, bottom of the first. First pitch. Off speed, rides inside, but it finds the zone. Bottom corner. 0-1 the count. Walsh, the hitter, actually turned out of the way of it. That's how nice of movement that pitch had. The 0-1. Lifted back out of here. In the subdivision next to us on the third base side. Grayson Moore looking to keep this game scoreless through 1. Meanwhile, Falmouth looking to put the first run on the board. It's their 5-hole hitter, Jacob Walsh at the plate. Runners at first and second, 2 down. Moore resting the glove on his front hip. He now comes set at the belt. The 0-2 punch. Up high at the letters, that's ball 1.
Jacob Walsh struggled in his first 5 games, only 1 hit, but 2 hits in his last 3. Someone that's come on strong as the Commodores have in this back half of the first stretch of the season.
The 1-2 pitch. 1 hop to the plate. Count even at 2-2. Grayson Moore, a little bit of the command issues early on. We do have some hot temperatures, which is going to make your fingers, of course, a little bit slicker and be tougher to hold on to the baseball at times. First hot day we've had on the Cade. 2 on, 2 down, the 2-2. Down and in, fastball misses. That's ball 3. Well, the Commodores are 1 pitch away from loading the bases. On the flip side of that, Grayson Moore is 1 pitch away from getting out of the inning. A scoreless bottom first. Runners at first and second with Jacob Walsh at the plate. The pitch. 1 hopper over to first. Roden takes it behind the bag. Under toss to Moore. And the pitcher covers the base. That's the end of the first inning. Well, no runs on 1 hit, No errors, 2 men left on for Falmouth as we head to the top of the second. Still no score between the Commodores and the Gateman as we'll return for more Wareham baseball on the Gateman Radio Network. The 99 Restaurant and Pub is proud to be a sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Visit your local 99 and try their famous Colossal Lobster Rolls, piled high on a grilled brioche and served hot buttered or just the right amount of mayo and celery with fries and coleslaw. The 99, always the real deal.
The Wareham-based 80 Makepeace Company, founded in 1854, is the world's largest cranberry grower and the largest private property owner in eastern Massachusetts. The company supports organizations like the Wareham Gateman and projects like the outdoor cranberry bog classroom that you may have passed on your way in. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
The Gateway Tavern, located on Marion Road in Wareham, offers an extensive but not exhaustive array of menu choices. They search for the finest in foods, ranging from garden fresh produce to hand-selected seafood, and have special menus that change daily. The Gateway Tavern is proud to be the official helmet of the Wareham Gateman.
We're back for the top of the second from Gov Fuller Field in Falmouth, Massachusetts. Cade Crenshaw alongside Cameron Ezeir. Still no score with the Gateman and the Commodores as Ben Hess retakes the bump for Falmouth. He sat down the Gateman in order, including a strikeout of Max Anderson to polish off the frame. Meanwhile, here in the top of the second, it'll be Alan Roden, Brian Campos, and Blake Wright due up for Wareham.
Starting pitching's been great for Falmouth in the back end of the season in this stretch that the Commodores have gone 3-2-1. The last couple games alone, the last 13 2/3 thrown by starting pitchers for Falmouth, they've only given up 1 earned run. You take that to 20 2/3, only 4 earned runs by the starter of the Commodores.
Alan Roden, the lefty hitter from Creighton, first pitch. Fastball down and in at the feet. That's ball 1. For Roden, a senior vet, 6 foot, 210 pounds, only has 1 hit so far through his first 2 games with Wareham, but it counted. Drove in 2 runs last night at Hyannis. The 1-0. Put on the ground, opposite side. Shortstop moves up. That's Mooney. His throw across, just in time to sit down Roden, who couldn't beat it up the line. 1 away.
Great throw from Alex Mooney. Ranged forward, and that's after Taylor was drifting over from third. And on a little leaper from Mooney over to first, just beat out the speedy Roden, a player on this team that is just trying to integrate himself into the wooden bat culture and in the culture of Cape Cod Baseball League action.
1 away, and the base is empty for Ryan Campos. Hess turns first pitch. Fastball in the dirt. Count 1-0. Campos didn't see action last night with him and Peter Burns and that 2-catcher tandem for Harvey Shapiro's squad. Just kind of rotating day by day. Nobody wants to catch 2 days in a row. The 1-0. Campos lifts it out of here. Foul territory, count even at 1 apiece. Redshirt freshman from Arizona State, 275 hitter early on in the Cape season. Hess, the 1-1 offering. Fastball up and in. Did he go? Third base umpire says no. Count 2-1.
Now, Cade, I'll argue that Ryan Campos has been a top 2 hitter on this team. Maybe not one because Windish holds that spot. He's only struck out twice. Really patient, knows which baseballs to hit.
Righty on lefty. Hess, the 2-1. Off speed. Doesn't catch the opposite corner. It's ball 3. That was one that Peyton held for a while, hoping to get the call, but thought indeed it was a little up and out. Trying to find a way on the base pass. The 3-1 fouled off into the netting, third base side. Count now full. Blake Wright on deck for Wareham. Still no score in the top of the second with 1 away. Hess, the right-hander on the bump, out of Alabama. Payoff pitch incoming. Off speed up high. That's ball 4. The changeup pitch just could not find its way into the top half of the zone for Ben Hess multiple times in that AB. Spots were close just outside, though. Campos takes advantage. He draws a 1-out walk, and that'll bring up Blake Wright, the shortstop out of Clemson. Right on right, with Campos on at first. The pitch. Fouled off right side, out of play. Ben Hess on the bump, 4-pitch guy. Fastball, curve, slider, change. He readies just below the letters. A pickoff throw to first. Campos dives back in. Hess, a player, too, that in high school garnered a lot of attention, especially from Big Ten schools. We mentioned he's an Illinois native. A lot of people thinking, oh, maybe he's going to go join the Fighting Illini. Well, actually committed to Indiana for 2 years. More on that in a moment. The 0-1. Wright pops it up, but it's going to find its way into the bleachers. Walsh gave chase from first before it finally lifted its way into the parking lot. So he's committed to Indiana for 2 years, signs his letter of intent to go play at Indiana. For those that don't know, that's what collegiate athletes, or I should say high school athletes, will sign, if you will, to commit to a specific school on paper and not just verbally. But then Indiana's pitching coach, Justin Parker, decides to leave to take another job, and that switched things up for Hess. Our man on with 1 down, the 0-2. Right, swing and miss. Beautiful slider pitch, down and away. That sits down Blake Wright. That's now 2 strikeouts for Hess, as that's the second out in the top of the second. So once Justin Parker leaves that job from Indiana to go to South Carolina for the same position, Hess decides, I want to get out of the commitment. Was really excited to play for Coach Parker. That's how he ends up at Alabama. A late ad. Get this. He was in school in August, committed to the Tide in late June. And what a player he turned out to be for him, just as a true freshman. 2-out pitch to Kellum Clark. Change up down and away. Got him swinging. 0-1. Primary midweek guy for the Crimson Tide. And as SEC play became more important for an Alabama team that was trying to make a run to the NCAA tournament, they decided, hey, let's really put an emphasis on the weekends. We've got to make sure we get at least one of these. They pull him off the midweek rotation and stick him in the pen all the way till their run ended in Hoover. The 0-1, change up outside and away, 75 miles per hour. Count even at 1 apiece. Campos occupies first base. He's the lone man aboard. Drew a 1-out walk moments ago. Now with 2 down, Kellum Clark's at the plate. Righty on lefty. Still no score. 1-1 pitch. Fastball outside. That's ball 2. Gateman looking to strike first. Pick-off throw. Back in time is Campos at first. Both teams coming in 4, 6, and 1. 2-1 pitch. Clark skies it out over the left side. Well, you heard the thud off of one of those tree trunks in foul territory. Two balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs in the top of the second. Clark batting out of the 7-hole as the designated hitter for Harvey Shapiro's squad. Campos, with a dirt-covered jersey, increases his lead from first. He's running. The 2-2 skied out of here once again, and we'll see it once more. Only one player has successfully stolen a base for Wareham this season. And that was Michael Robertson. He's batting 9th tonight. 2 for 2 is the Florida Gator. Outside of that, that's all. 2 bases is it for this team. Campos on it first, 2 away. 2-2. Dribbled off foul. Over to the first base side into the Commodores dugout. Kellum Clark is battling. 7th pitch of the at-bat upcoming. Sun just beginning to set. Shadows creeping in on the left side of the field. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. Runner goes. Pitch misses down and in. Campos sprinting his way into second for the stolen bag. Count runs full on Clark. But Campos successfully steals his first base of the season. And the Gatemen pick up number 3 on the year as a squad.
This team won't steal a lot of bags. Used to just hitting guys over rather than taking that approach of trying to swipe.
Hess calls time.
Big spot for Kellum Clark. 2 for his last 13, but he's worked a full count.
Campos in scoring position at second. 2 away in the top of the second. Hess will step off the rubber, fake a throw, bring Campos back to second base. Clark at the dish, the Mississippi State Bulldog. His brother, Cade Clark, just committed to the Bulldogs program yesterday. He'll join him next season. The 3-2. Swing and a miss. That's strike 3. Slider down and in. Sits down Kellum Clark, and that's 3 strikeouts for Ben Hess, including 2 in the frame. Well, the Gatemen strand a runner at second, and we remain scoreless as we make our way into the bottom of the second. Still no score with the Commodores and the Gatemen. We stay tuned for more Wareham baseball on the Gateman Radio Network.
For sales and rentals of Caterpillar machinery, generators, and marine engines, visit MiltonCat.com, your area cat dealer. Milton Cat, the Cape and Islands Caterpillar dealer, is proud to be a sponsor of today's game.
We want our money to work as hard for us when we retire as we did working to accumulate it. My name is Steve Anzoni, and I am president of Fairway Financial Insurance Agency. Money is just a tool to help you to do what you ultimately want to do, which is to travel, spend time with your kids, grandkids, and do other stuff. And I want to be the guy that with greater financial confidence.
Mark Deshays has been practicing law in southeastern Massachusetts for over 30 years. His primary focus is on all aspects of real estate law, including residential and commercial real estate transactions, commercial leasing, land development, land use and zoning law, and land conservation matters. If you need representation, call now at 508-993-2300.
We make our way into the bottom of the second inning tonight from Gov Fuller Field in Falmouth, Massachusetts. Still no score with the Gatemen and the Falmouth Commodores as Grayson Moore will work his second inning of action. Due up is the 6, 7, and 8 hitters in the Doors order, led off by Andrew Pinckney, the center fielder from Alabama. Cade Crenshaw alongside Cameron Ezeir. And can we go back last night? Pinckney had the defensive gem, and the Commodores win.
Yeah, laid out in left at a high fly ball to left center. Made the catch that ended the game, a 4-3 victory over the Brewster Whitecaps, in which the Commodores scored all 4 runs in the first.
Moore put a 0 on the board here tonight. First pitch in the bottom of the second. Fastball misses up and in. Count 1-0.
Cade, if there's one part of the lineup that Moore has to take advantage of, it's these guys with Pinckney, Collins, and Butcher.
1-0 pitch. Bottom of the zone, it finds itself. Taken for a strike is the fastball by Pinckney. 1 ball, 1 strike against him now.
Reason why in the Young Cape season, 190, no hits, 138 for these 3. An average, of course.
1-1 pitch. Put on the ground towards third. A couple chops to Anderson. His throw across in time. Pinckney's quick and Pinckney's tall. It's 6'4", but he couldn't beat it up the line. Good throw from Anderson. That's 1 away. From one SEC bat to the next, here's Corey Collins, the Georgia Bulldog, designated hitter. Righty on lefty. Moore, the one out, 1-0 pitch. Rocked in the air, but out of play. Deep into the left side, it'll sail. Anderson at third, Wright at short, Hausinger at second, Roden at first for the Gateman on the infield with Campos behind the plate. Moore turns and fires. 1-1 lifted into center. Robertson trailing it back. He's at the wall. He's at the track. He's looking up, and it bounces off the bottom half of the fencing. Rounding second and heading for third. No, he's going to scoot it on back. Collins settles for the one-out double off the left center field fence. And not a better time for your first hit than now if you're Corey Collins, as he's put himself in scoring position for a Falmouth team that's looking to put the first run on the board tonight.
Must feel good for Collins, who was only activated on the 19th of June. That was 6 days ago. Yet to record a hit was 0 for 10. On his first one today, nice little knock to center.
One out toss. Brutcher swing and miss. Off speed elevated. Righty on lefty with a man at second and one away. The 0-1 pitch. Fastball off the plate. Brutcher out of the American Athletic Conference, South Florida product. 1-1. Fastball misses high, above the letters and outside. No hits so far for the Gateman. Commodores with 2, including the man at second, Collins, who lifted a one-out double off the fencing and left. Moore comes set at the belt. One down and a man on. And that time initially the third base coach for Falmouth gave him the windmill around and then held him up at the last minute. So good stop and start time for Corey Collins. It's mid on the corners with one away for Anthony McKenzie, the 9-hole hitter.
McKenzie already dealt out pain to the Gateman earlier this season with a 3-run shot. That put Falmouth up for good 7-4 in a 12-9 win over a week ago.
Collins at third, Brutcher at first. Moore looking to get out of the jam with a ground ball. One down and runners on the corners. The pitch. Curveball down and in. Count 1-0. McKenzie, Alabama Houston State, the Bearcats. 1-0 offering, fastball taken for a strike. Hard of the plate, top of the zone. Strikeout would be huge here for Grayson Moore. It'd be his second of the night. He'll take a ground ball, though, as well. 1-1. Fastball up and out. 91. Collins stands at third. He ripped a one-out double. Followed that up. Brutcher moved him over with a single. He's at first. They stand on the corners with one out. McKenzie at the plate. The 2-1. Fastball inner half called strike 2. Boy, a tough spot here for Anthony McKenzie. He's looked at 2 strikes. One at the heart of the plate. Next one inside edge. We'll see if Grayson Moore continues to try to blow the fastball by him. Have to think McKenzie will be looking dead red fastball here. Maybe he switches up with an off speed. Also has a curveball in the mix. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. I was wrong. It was fastball all the way. McKenzie just couldn't catch up. And that's the second out in the bottom of the second.
Big swing and a miss from McKenzie, swinging for the fences. Little less than drew Brutcher did the at-bat before where he stayed composed, looked for a ball a bit high in the zone and drilled it to center. So it'll be interesting to see the approach of the leadoff hitter in Alex Mooney, who's at the top of the order, batting with 2 outs and 2 on.
Mooney, shortstop 0 for 1, grounded out to short back in the first. That'll play here as the Gatemen are just looking for the final out in the bottom of the second. Men on the corners with 2 down. Righty on righty. Still no score. First pitch. Fastball misses down and in. Count 1-0. Can Grayson Moore work his second scoreless frame of the night? The 1-0 pitch. A rocket shot into left. Windish ranging towards the line, sticking out the glove and on the run. He'll reel it in, and that's the end of the second. Falmouth strands runners on the corners, and we remain scoreless. Heading in the top of the third, Grayson Moore works out of the jam. And we'll be back for more Wareham baseball when we return to the Gateman Radio Network.
Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League and for refreshing yourself with ice-cold Coca-Cola products. Please remember to recycle your empty bottles, cans, and all other recyclable materials. It only takes 6 recycled plastic bottles to make a new baseball cap.
Gibson Sotheby's International Realty is proud to sponsor the Cape Cod Baseball League, offering residential sales and vacation rentals across the Cape. We help you turn someday into right now. Each office is independently owned and operated. Sotheby's International Realty is a registered trademark.
Serving southeastern Massachusetts and Rhode Island, Office Technology Group has been the area's source for advanced digital multifunctional copiers since 2009. Call Office Technology Group at 508-858-5825.
We make our way into the top of the third inning. Still no score tonight from Falmouth as the Commodores and Gateman continue to battle it out. So far for Falmouth and their starter Ben Hess, well, he's been strong from the bump. 3 strikeouts through 2 innings of work. Still has not allowed a hit on Gateman's reach base, and that was a Ryan Campos 1-out walk back in the second inning. It'll be 8, 9, and 1 due up in the order, led off by Ty Evans.
Ty Evans out of Florida, one of the late additions to this team, along with his other Florida teammates at the collegiate level. We've already talked a lot about Florida hitters and how much they've struggled. Out of Ty Evans, Michael Robertson, and Derek Fabian, who's not featured in the lineup today, only 1 combined hit, and that's in over 30 ABs.
Righty on righty, Evans' first trip to the plate tonight. First pitch. Broken bat into right field. That'll knock down for a blooper single. Ty Evans finds his way on the base pass. The leadoff man is aboard. Could the Gatemen have something working early? It'll be up to Michael Robertson to keep it going. Center fielder will try to move Evans over into scoring position and find a way on the base pass himself. Meanwhile, like Cam alluded to, Robertson looking for that first hit with Wareham. Right on left with Evans inching off first. First pitch. Runner goes, Robertson swing and miss. No throw will be made as Peyton couldn't get a good grip on it out of the glove. He came up from his stance. That's another stolen base for the Gatemen. And boy, they've stolen twice as many tonight as they had through the first 11 games.
I think the oddest part is out of the 4 total stolen bases, 2 of them are by Michael Robertson at the plate right now, and now 1 by Evans, so 3 from the Gators.
0-1 pitch taken in the bottom half, 0-2. Change-up pitch down at the knees, 86 miles per hour.
Some speed in Florida, maybe bringing it over here. 3 out of the 4 stolen bases.
Gatemen are in a good spot. Still no outs and a man in scoring position of a scoreless ball game. Hess, the righty, comes set at the belt. The 1-2. Robertson, swing and miss. That's strike 3. Fastball in the lower of the zone. Heart of the plate, just couldn't connect. That's now 4 strikeouts for Ben Hess. And that's the first out of the frame.
Hess looks good with that fastball controlling both the outer and inner parts of the plate. Where I'm most impressed with Hess is he's working a little less horizontal, maybe more vertical, top and bottom of the strike zone, which is allowing him to pick his spots.
Man at second, 1 down. Jack Hausinger, first pitch. Fouled off, right side, out of play. Took a couple hops and a thud into the Falmouth dugout. Hausinger 0 for 1 tonight. Flew out to center field to lead off this game. Right on left. The 0-1. Hausinger up in the air to right center. Pinckney chasing it at the wall, and he lost it. One hopper off the fence it goes. Evans turns on the Jets. He's sprinting towards home. Hausinger goes into second, and it's an RBI double for the Ezeir Musketeer, and the Gatemen take a 1-0 lead in the top of the third.
How good has Jack Hausinger been? Now has hit safely in 9 of his first 11 games here on the Cape. Batting average over 300, just one of 2 players. The other is at the dish with Hogan Windish on this Gateman team, and he's just finding the gaps. Known for his defensive play, and the offense starting to pick up as well.
Windish steps in with a man at second in Hausinger. Can he trade places with him? 1-out pitch. Off speed, misses up. Count 1-0. Windish 0 for 1 tonight. Flew out to right field in the first. Now top third. Gateman lead it by a run. One 0 pitch. Dots the bottom inside corner on Windish. Count even at 1-1. Plenty of shade along the bleachers on the third base side. Those folks on the first base side, they must be looking to get a tan tonight. 1-1. Windish sees it at the hands. Ball 2.
Also want to mention one more thing. 12 hits, that was the second most in a single game. So against the Hyannis Harbor Hawks yesterday, all 12 were singles. So that's the first extra base hit in a couple of days for the Gatemen.
2-1 toss. Windish lifts it out of play. Talk about extra base hits. So Hogan Windish has been an extra base hit machine so far. 5 doubles coming into tonight for a player who's been the most consistent at the plate for Wareham, a hit in all but 1.
The craziest statistic was yesterday against Hyannis. He entered with 5 doubles. The Harbor Hawks entered with 5 doubles as a team.
The reigning Southern Conference Player of the Year from UNC Greensboro. He's got Hausinger at second with 1 away. The 2-2. Off speed, rides high. That's ball 3. Max Anderson on deck for Wareham. Meanwhile, the 2-hole hitter Windish takes 2 steps back in the box. Man at second, 1 down. Payoff pitch. Windish, chopper over to third. It's going to run foul to the left of the bag. Temperatures starting to cool off on what was once a pretty warm day, especially if you were sitting in the sun. Temperatures reaching the low 80s today. 3-2. Windish cut on and missed. Fastball up and away, got him. That is now the 5th strikeout through 2 2/3 for Ben Hess. We talked about at the beginning of this broadcast how talented of a pitcher he was, how good his stuff was, and it's been on display so far tonight. 5 strikeouts. Here's Max Anderson. He's one of the 5 from back in the first. 2-out toss. Anderson fouls it off right side.
But also the tendency for Wareham, and a lot of the time swing and miss. 105 strikeouts on the season. Coming to this one, it's up to now 110. One of 4 teams in the Cape League over that century mark.
Hausinger stands at second. He drove in a run on a one-out double moments ago. Pick up the RBI. The 0-1 pitch. Anderson popped it up. Shallow right field. Butcher moves up. Now it's the first baseman Walsh who retreats and calls him off. He'll bring it down for the third and final out. Well, the Gateman stranded a runner at second, but the runner was the man in run just before that. Jack Hausinger, an RBI double, highlights the third inning, and we head to the bottom half, where Grayson Moore inherits a one-run lead over the Commodores. We'll be back for more Wareham baseball on the Gateman Radio Network.
South Coast Health Operators of Charlton Memorial, St. Luke's, and Toby Hospitals delivers an unmatched combination of clinical excellence with a personal touch. They are proud to serve as Southeastern Massachusetts and Rhode Island's only not-for-profit health system, as well as the region's largest employer. South Coast Healthcare, plus something more. Soft as a Grape has 10 retail locations on Cape Cod. So even when you're cheering on your Gateman at any away games, stop into a Soft as a Grape store for the best Cape Cod products. No trip to the Cape is complete without a trip to Soft as a Grape.
Want your daily dose of news? Lucky for you, Wareham, Sipicon, and now Dartmouth Week has you covered. Whether you live in Wareham or in the surrounding areas, you can count on up-to-date news on sports, schools, and even the fine arts, courtesy of the partnership between Wareham, Sipicon, and Dartmouth Week. Head to theweektoday.com and search Wareham, Sipicon, or Dartmouth for more.
We make our way into the bottom of the third inning tonight. Wareham on top of Falmouth. 1-0, courtesy of an RBI double from Jack Hausinger in the top half. Meanwhile, for the Commodores, it's 2-3-4. The heart of the order due up. Led off by Colby Halter, the second baseman, who's 0 for 1. Grayson Moore back on the bump. Vanderbilt Jr. has the pants pulled up to the knees. The Black Sox meeting them there. First pitch. Fouled off right side. Back, slow roller to the Commodores dugout. 0-1. But one fan doesn't seem to be too happy about the score. Must be a fan of the Commodores.
Young fan at that.
Righty on lefty. 0-1 pitch from Moore. Liner back up the middle. That's a base hit. Colby Halter, a leadoff single, and the Commodores get this frame started just like the Gateman did in the top half, as the leadoff man is on the base paths.
Bottom half and hits given up is this Wareham pitching staff that's really struggled in the back half of this first stretch of the season, as well as the worst ERA in the Cape League, the only team that over 4 ERA.
Braden Taylor steps in. He walked back in the first inning. The only free pass issued so far by Grayson Moore. A man on at first, no outs. First pitch. Lifted up in the air to left, foul territory. Anderson racing, making the grab on the run is Max Anderson. He'll now gun it over to second. Boy, the throw was in time, but it's off the glove of Hausinger. Sliding in is Halters. He'll move into scoring position. Heads up base running by the Commodores.
Especially because Max Anderson was veering out of play. It's really interesting the dimensions here at Gov Fuller Field. There is no fencing from the dugout extended, so you can really run up the berm. Of course, that would be out of play, but Anderson made the catch but was looking the other way. So you're right, heads up play from Halter to realize that he had time to tag up and get to second.
Heck of a throw, though, for Max. If it just went off the glove of Hausinger. Had the throw been on point just a little bit, an inch to the right, that's a double play. 1-out pitch. Off-speed curveball in for strike one on Jack Payton. Catcher 1 for 1 with a single back in the first. Commodores, with one away, have a man in scoring position at second. He is the tying run. Go ahead at the plate. Righty on righty. Birds chirping. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. That's strike two. Fastball in the lower half. Payton just went over the top of it. tall right-hander at 6'6", looking for his third strikeout in as many innings. The 0-2 toss. In the dirt, runner goes, and as the ball bounced off of Campos' knee guard back onto the infield dirt easily. Halter set at the belt. Moore, the 1-2, off speed, fouled off left side, out of play. I said Halter comes set. Halter's at third. He's the lead runner and the only runner on the base paths. For Peyton, the Commodores cleanup man. One out, bottom third. Gateman leading 1-0. One, two, popped out of play. Commodores have left 2 men stranded in both the first and second inning, Cam. You have to figure at some point they were just finally going to break through that last glass ceiling.
And that's why you tag up, why you steal third, which is really uncanny for any team, not at just the summer league level, but the collegiate level as well. That's how you move them around when you already have them on.
Runner at third with one away. The 1-2. Down and out. Count even at 2 apiece. Moore trying to sell a little bit of bait outside, but Peyton doesn't chase.
And Cade, this is no disrespect to the arm of Campos, but you put Peter Burns back there, the other catcher out of Boston College, more experienced catcher, now they can leap up with probably more pace at a collegiate level as it is here in the summer. You wonder if Falmouth even attempts to try to steal the base.
The 2-2 sent back into the netting. And, you know, to Campos' credit, there was no throw to be made. It was a pitch down low that bounced off of his shin guard that kind of spiked up on him. So I don't really think, whether it been Campos or even if Peter Burns is back there, I don't think any kind of throw would have been made. 1 out and a runner at third base. He's the tying run. Peyton at the dish. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Moore the pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him swinging. Third strikeout of the afternoon for Grayson Moore. And that comes an opportunity. It's taken away from Falmouth. 2 outs are on the board.
This is what Grayson Moore did against Chatham. This team down 5-3 twirled really well in the back end of that 7-inning first part of the doubleheader game. He just finds the strike zone and knows his location really well. Big reason why he goes to Vanderbilt, which is considered one of the best colleges for baseball in the nation.
2-out toss to Jacob Walsh, taken for a strike on the inside edge. Curveball at 71. Tim Corbin's program up at Vandy. Couple national titles. And too many first-round picks to count. The 0-1 off speed breaks into the zone. Count 0-2 quickly. Can Moore go back-to-back on strikeouts to end the third? He's looking at tying run on third base and Colby Halter. Now back to Jacob Walsh at the plate. The 0-2. Outside half doesn't catch. The lefty hitter stood tall. That's a tough pitch to take in an 0-2 count. Nonetheless, 1 ball, 2 strikes against Commodores' 5-hole hitter. Can he drive in the tying run? The 1-2. Pop back into the netting and out of play. Halter reached on a leadoff single. He would then tag up on second on a foul territory pop-out. He was still third later on. So he's quickly worked around the base pass without any offensive assistance. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. He got him. Big strikeout for Grayson Moore ends the frame. Make it 4 tonight through 3 innings of work for the Vanderbilt righty. We're through 3 at Gov Fuller Field, and the Gatemen lead 1-0 as the Commodores strand the tying run at third. We'll be back for more Wareham baseball. We return to the Gateman Radio Network.
T-Mobile is proud to sponsor the Cape Cod Baseball League. T-Mobile believes that when small towns thrive, America thrives. That's why they're investing billions to bring fast, reliable, and affordable wireless service beyond the big cities to small towns across America. There's never been a better time to join T-Mobile. Visit T-Mobile.com/acrossamerica to find out more.
Gateman Baseball is officially sponsored by Robertson's GMC, the truck professionals. Located just 2 miles away on Cranberry Highway, Robertson's GMC, we are professional grade, power like a pro.
Whether it's life insurance to safeguard your loved ones, an umbrella policy to protect your teen driver, or making sure your home is covered from storm damage, Rogers Gray is there to guide you. Insurance is more than just a box to check. Trust Rogers Gray, a proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League.
Gateman on top, 1-0 as we make our way into the top of the fourth inning. Cade Crenshaw alongside Cameron Ezeir. Gateman bring up 4, 5, 6 in the order, led off by Alan Roden, Creighton first baseman. 0 for 1 tonight. It's righty on lefty matchup. Ben Hess back on the bump. The Alabama right-hander deals. First pitch swung on out of play. In a foul territory, it'll sail. Ben Hess so far, Cam, he's had the one mistake pitch, and it was an RBI double. Jack Hausinger back in the third. That drove in the run. Outside of that, he's been elite. 5 strikeouts through 3 innings. The 0-1. Roden lifts one out of here once again. Same spot, third base side. 9 outs recorded by Ben Hess. As we said, 5 strikeouts. Good swing and miss stuff. 4 pitch plus guy. Good arm extension as well. Turns and deals the 0-2. Roden sees it away for ball 1.
You see it in the pop of the glove by the catcher Peyton. It's always a good gauge of how a pitcher is throwing and how he's mainly utilizing his fastball. If you can see the recoil off the ball when it hits the glove of the catcher.
1-2 pitch to Roden. Dribbled back foul to the backstop, it bounces. Cleanup hitter stays alive on 2 strikes. Gateman looking to extend their 1-0 lead by putting the leadoff man aboard. The 1-2 to Roden. Taken at the toes. Can't even at 2-2. Gateman back home tomorrow. Doubleheader hosting Harwich. First home doubleheader of the season. 2-2 toss. Roden rips it into right center field for a leadoff hit. He rounds first, jogging his way into second. Throw just now being relayed in. He'll hold up there. And that's a leadoff double for Alan Roden. His first extra base knock with the Wareham Gateman.
Good swing, especially because he took a couple pitches in which I thought Roden would swing away at after digging at one that was a fastball out of the zone. And barrels one up on a missed pitch from Hess, as many would like to call it. And Roden takes advantage. Good extra base knock, and after 12 singles yesterday, this team getting the extra base hitting parade going.
Insurance run standing at second base following Roden's leadoff double moments ago. Right on left. Campos, second plate appearance tonight, walked back into second. 0-1 pitch, swung through down in the dirt. Curveball got him. 0-2. Roden inching off of second, the lone base runner. The 0-2 to Campos, taken down low, ball one. Again, a good look there from Campos. He just swung at the pitch prior in the same spot.
Yeah, did a great job keeping his eye on the ball, keeping his bat hovered over his shoulder. A lot of the times when you set to release it, a bit anxious and you want to go, but he laid off there.
1-2 pitch to Campos. Cut on and missed for strike three. Sixth strikeout of the afternoon for Ben Hess. Has the most against the Gateman by a starting pitcher this season, I do believe. And that'll put one away in the top of the fourth.
For a Gateman team that's prone to striking out, I've already thrown out the big statistics, but in a game one of a doubleheader against Chatham, struck out 14 times, and that loss to Hyannis yesterday struck out 11. So this team, a lot of the times, will swing at pitches that they probably shouldn't and strike out because of it.
Blake Wright steps up, 0 for 1 tonight. One out pitch. Chop throw that was a little low. Put two down, meanwhile Alan Roden capitalizes. He'll move from second to third. Now the Gatemen will have to piece together some two-out magic. They want to add in their second run of the game.
Let's also add, Cade, that Alan Roden didn't go. He kind of hovered third of the way over to third, and once Taylor scooped it up and decided he wasn't going to look off at Roden to throw it over to first, that's when he took off. So a late takeoff, really smart from Roden, and it's the sign of a veteran.
Kellum Clark looks on with two-day. Designated hitter out of Mississippi State. First pitch, left in the air to left center. Coming up on it is McKenzie, the left fielder. He camps under it. That's the third and final out. Well, the Gatemen put the leadoff man aboard on an Allen Roden double, but he would be stranded at third, and that ends the inning. We go to the bottom of the fourth. Wareham up 1-0. We'll be back for more Gateman baseball when we return to the Gateman Radio Network.
The Gateman would like to thank Wareham Country Market for helping to feed the Gateman players and staff after games. They are located about a quarter of a mile from the field on Route 6, offering a convenience store, a Dunkin' Donuts, and a deli.
Need physical therapy? Select Physical Therapy works directly with you and your physician to create a plan of care that meets your goals and needs, with 6 locations on Cape Cod and more across the country. Select Physical Therapy is the official provider of athletic training for the Wareham Gatemen.
Wareham House of Pizza has been serving Wareham and Marion for over 40 years with steak and cheese, pizza, and subs. Located in Shaw's Plaza, head on over for pickup or let them deliver to you.
Looking for a turnkey rental experience? Gibson Sotheby's International Realty has a dedicated team of rental professionals ready to provide homeowners and guests with exceptional service. For Cape Cod rentals, nothing compares. Each office is independently owned and operated. Sotheby's International Realty is a registered trademark.
A new man takes the bump for the bottom of the fourth for the Wareham Gatemen as they lead the Falmouth Commodores 1-0. It'll be 6, 7, 8 due up in the Falmouth order, but they'll work against Eric Swan, right-hander from Middle Tennessee State. Sophomore at 6'6", 240 pounds. He makes his third appearance of the summer. No decision record with 5 innings pitched, 2 hits, no runs, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, and of course a 0 ERA. He'll work against Andrew Pinckney, Alabama center fielder, who's 0 for 1 tonight, and ground out to third base back in the second inning.
Very happy that at Gov Fuller Field on the scoreboard they have the MPHs up there because Swan can touch the high 90s.
First pitch to Pinckney. Fastball lifted out of here. Count 0-1. Swan, a mid to upper 90s fastball. Wearing the Middle Tennessee State Blue Raider glove. The 0-1. Fouled off left side, 0-2. And really the Middle Tennessee State blue, it's more of a royal blue. That glove almost has a teal look to it. Righty on righty, as we just get things underway in the bottom of the fourth. 0-2 toss. Swan misses away. Count 1-2. Four hits tonight for Falmouth. They've stranded a runner in each frame. 1-2. Breaking ball. Fouled off to the first base coach's box. As Pinckney's battling on 2 strikes. Swan, a player who's going to garner some draft attention next year, not draft eligible this year. The 1-2. Off speed up and away. Low 80s breaking ball. Count even. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Wareham up by a run. 2-2 offering. Cut on and miss. Strike 3. Eric Swan picking up where he usually does. First batter retired. And all 3 appearances now this season for the right-hander, and that's his first strikeout of the ballgame.
5 Ks by the Wareham pitching staff. Unfortunately, radar gun on the scoreboard didn't pick that one up because that one looked like it was above 96.
Corey Collins, the designated hitter, batting out of the 7th spot, doubled back in the second. First pitch with 1 away, bounces off the glove of Campos inside for ball 1. Righty on lefty. Swan turns and deals. 1-0 pitch, fouled into the netting. Count even at 1-1. Defensively, the Gateman set standard. With a slight breeze rolling across the diamond right to left. 1-1 pitch. Liner back up the middle for a base hit. A 1-out single from Corey Collins. Make it a 2-for-2 afternoon for him. Still jockey his way on to first to bring up Drew Butcher.
No hits coming into this game for Collins. Mentioned that first hit was a double in the second, a single now here in the fourth. So for the Falmouth Commodores, who sit tied at the bottom of the West Division, a good thing to get some of these new hitters going, especially your designated hitter at that.
A man on with 1 away. Butcher looks on. First pitch, cut on and missed by the lefty stick. Count 0-1. Swan delivers. A 1 pitch, fouled into the netting behind home plate once again for strike 2. That one clocked at 96. We've seen some radar guns find the numbers 98 and 99 this season. I've heard of one finding triple digits in Swan's first outing of the summer at Orleans. The 0-2. Fastball inside, called, strike 3. Plunging its way into the bottom corner. Second strikeout for Eric Swan this inning. Make it 5 on the year. That's 2 away. Bottom 4th.
Also Cade, both Ks by way of the fastball. Just trying to heat it past these guys.
1 away, or make that 2 away with a man on. Here's Anthony McKenzie, first pitch. Fouled off the plate. Count 0-1. The overwhelming majority of the pitches thrown by Swan in this inning have been fastballs. Collins reached on a 1-out single. He remains at first with 2 away. Swan sends home the 1-1. Make that 0-1. Now it's 1-1.
Got your crystal ball out, Cade.
What can I say? Early prediction there.
You knew the break was coming?
Swan looking for a 4-batter frame. The 1-1 pitch. Fouled off. Strike 2. Grayson Moore's final line tonight. 3 innings pitched, 4 hits, no runs, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts, including 2 to end it. 1-2 toss. Fastball upstairs to the letters. Count even at 2-2. Collins hasn't strayed too far off first. No pickoff attempts this frame. 2-2. Called strike 3. Off-speed changeup in the top half of the zone. Sits down Anthony McKenzie. Well, he allows 1 hit, but strikes out the other 3 batters he faces. Eric Swan, well, just doing what Eric Swan does. We're through 4 at Gov Fuller Field. The Gatemen lead the Commodores 1-0 here in Falmouth.
The best Mexican food in Wareham. The cantina provides a delicious late-night snack accompanied by fun cocktails.
One of the Gatemen's favorite places for their post-game meals is Cool Cone, where you can get anything from fried clams and fried chicken to an ice cream sundae, and then top it all off with a round of mini golf. Cool Cone, located on Route 6 on the Wareham-Marion line.
We appreciate and thank the sponsors who support the Cape League and the 10 teams. Our corporate sponsors are the financial backbone of the league. It is with their support that we are able to preserve our long-standing tradition of providing the best family entertainment here on Cape Cod, free of charge. On behalf of the 9 other teams, the Wareham Gatemen, league officers, and the entire Cape League family, we would like to announce and thank our 2022 corporate sponsors. With much appreciation, we recognize the Yawkey Foundation, Gibson Sotheby's, Curry College, the 99 Restaurants, Coca-Cola Bottling of Cape Cod, Badger Sport, Zephyr Hats, Cape Cod 5 Cents Saving Bank, Milton Cat, Mosquito Marys, Massachusetts State Lottery. We will be back to you in the next inning for the second half of this outstanding list of loyal sponsors.
We go to the top of the 5th. Wareham holding strong, a 1-0 lead over the Falmouth Commodores. And for Falmouth, the day is done for their starter, Ben Hess. What an outing he had. We'll tell you more on his final line in moments. First, though, the new face taking the bump is Caleb Corbett, 6-foot right-hander out of Louisville. Junior, also Louisville native, right there in the Bluegrass State. For the Gatemen, it's Ty Evans leading things off, Florida right fielder. 1 for 1 tonight, a single back in the 3rd. First pitch. Evans, grounder back up the middle, ranging over as Mooney at short, but he won't get there in time as it rolls into center field. A leadoff single for Ty Evans, and he leads off the 5th the same way he did in the 3rd, by finding a way on the base paths.
How about that? Florida Gators had mustered 1 hit and over 30 at-bats, and then Ty Evans comes in and it looks like he's adjusting to the wooden bats from the aluminum in the spring.
Here's Michael Robertson, his Gator teammate, 0 for 1 tonight. A strikeout in the 3rd. Evans on first, no outs, top 5. First pitch. Swung on and missed. Fastball upstairs. Count 0-1. For Ben Hess, the Alabama right-hander, his final line tonight. 4 innings pitched, giving up 3 hits with an earned run, no walks, and 6 Ks. A 1 toss. Robertson shows bunt. Pitch instead misses outside. Even the count at 1 apiece. Corbett comes set of the belt. And the 1-1 pitch. Change up, outer edge, dots the zone, strike 2.
Cade knows how to locate 23 1/3 for the Cardinals this past spring. ERA was up over 8, but mostly known for his lack of volume on the mound, just 2 innings or so a game.
The 1-2 toss. Robertson fouls away the off-speed pitch. Wareham put a run on the board in the top of the 3rd inning. That's the only run we've seen scored so far this game. It was a Jack Hausinger RBI double. Speaking of Jack, he's in the on-deck circle. Evans creeps off first with Robertson at the plate. No outs in the top of the 5th, a 1-0 ball game. Corbett, the 1-2. Robertson up in the air and down the right field line, fair baseball. Evans rounding second, he's jogging into 3rd. The throw comes in. Robertson slides into 2nd. Hands first, he's in for a double. And a great first hit of the summer for Michael Robertson as he goes for 2 bags, and that puts 2 men in scoring position.
I think that the Florida boys heard me. Maybe I'm a little too far behind the netting, but coming into this game, only 1 hit between the 3. Now 3 hits between these 2, and Michael Robertson, Ty Evans pick up hit number 1 respectively here in the Cape League, and 3 doubles for the Gateman today. Extra base hits at an all-time.
That'll play. Jack Hausinger, one of those 3 extra base hits. RBI double back in the 3rd. He's 1 for 2. Leadoff man, and the order looks on. First pitch. Off-speed dips in the dirt. Count 1-0. Runners at 2nd and 3rd. Evans reached on a leadoff single. He'd be moved over on Robertson's double down the right field line moments ago. Caleb Corbett on the bump, making his summer debut for the Commodores. Things have not started out well. 2 batters faced, both base hits. 1-0. Fastball down and in. Getting some oohs and ahs from the umpires in the stands along the 3rd base side. Count even at 1-1.
I like that. Umpires. I think a lot of the times many would consider themselves as fans, but you're right. You give out the oohs and ahs, and all of a sudden, they're qualified to be umps.
Corbett, 1-1 pitch. Down in the dirt, it skips. It's ball 2. Five hits apiece for each of these 2 teams. The Gateman with 2 in this inning. So some early activity from a southpaw over in the Falmouth bullpen that's exposed on the right field side of foul territory. 2-1. Fastball at the eyes of Hausinger for ball 3. Just the second 3-ball count that we've seen tonight against a Wareham hitter. Swung on and missed. That's strike 2. A big cut from Hausinger. Count is full. Runners at 2nd and 3rd, no outs. The payoff. Foul back into the netting. We'll see it again. Phil Abner, the lefty, warming up in the Commodores pen out of Florida. He's got 2 of his Gator teammates in the opposite dugout, and they're both on the base paths. Evans at 3rd, Robertson at 2nd for Hausinger at the dish. No outs, top 5. Can the Gateman add some insurance runs with a 1-0 lead? 3-2. Fastball called, strike 3, inside edge. Hausinger knew it. That's 1 away in the 5th.
Good pitch from Corbett. Knew that Hausinger was reading anything down the plate or on the outer edge, so chooses to go breaking ball that fools Jack Hausinger and cuts inside. There's 1 away.
2 men remain on the base pass, though. The scoring threat still imminent for the Gateman. Here's Hogan Windish, 0 for 2 tonight. 1-out pitch, taken down low in the dirt, ball 1.
Interesting, Cade. We've been advertising the heavy extra base hitter that Hogan Windish is, with 5 doubles. Out of the 14 doubles on this Gateman team, been registered by 10 different players.
1-0 pitch. Called strike one, bottom half, inside edge. Windish looking to grow his hit streak to 5 games. Longest of the summer went 6 games to start the season. One. Pitch misses low. Fastball from Corbett. That's ball 2.
What an eye Hogan Windish has. UNC Greensboro has turned out to be the best hitter on this team. Probably many expected like a guy like Max Anderson, the better conference in the Power 5.
2-1. Rocket shot in the air. To center field, Pinckney traces it back. He now finds it in the Commodore skies. Sprinting over to third to tag up is Robertson. And coming home is Evans. Make it a 2-0 game, courtesy of a sac fly from Hogan Windish.
Now batting the third baseman from Nebraska, number 15, Max Anderson.
Robertson over to third with 2 down for Anderson. 0 for 2. Strikeout and a flyout. Two-out toss. Off speed, misses away. Count 1-0. Pitch. Anderson puts it on the ground toward short. Mooney drives on one hop. The throw across. That's the inning. Well, the Gatemen bring a run across, courtesy of a sac fly from Hogan Windish, but also leave a runner stranded at third. We go to the bottom half of the 5th. Wareham lead it by a pair. We return for more Wareham baseball on the Gateman Radio Network.
What's up, Gateman fans? Looking for Wareham jerseys, shirts, and hats? You can find all of that and more online at gateman.org/shop. Visit to get all your Gateman gear today.
Hey Gateman fans, don't miss out as the Wareham Gatemen head to Worcester, Mass. to take on the Bourne Braves at Polar Park, the home of the Worcester Red Sox. This special game at Polar Park takes place Monday, July 25th with a 6:45 first pitch. Tickets start at just $10, so head to gateman.org to get yours today.
The 2022 Cape Cod Baseball League All-Star Game will be hosted by the Wareham Gatemen on Saturday, July 23rd. Join the CCBL's best as they take to the diamond in front of scouts from every MLB organization here at Spillane Field. Gates open at 2 p.m., Home Run Derby will begin at 5, and first pitch is at 6:05 p.m. Tickets will be available through the league and Gateman website.
We head to the bottom of the 5th. Wareham on top of Falmouth, 2-0. The Gatemen putting a run on the board in the top half, courtesy of a Hogan Windish. Big swing. Sac fly brought in the run. First pitch from Eric Swan to Alex Mooney, taken for a strike in the lower half. 0-1. Eric Swan came on strong for his first frame back in the 4th. Faced 4 batters, gave up a base hit, struck out the other 3. One-two pitch. Mooney, a soft lifter into shallow center field. That's just enough. Those are the little looper shots that you just hate to see as a pitcher. nonetheless, it's a leadoff single for the leadoff man the Commodores order.
Number 7, Colby Halter.
Here's Colby Halter, the second baseman. 1 for 2 tonight. Base hit back in the third. He'll have Mooney inching off first. With a man in scoring position, Halter retightens up the batting gloves as he works an 0-1 count. Right on left. 0-1 pitch. Fastball upstairs off the glove of Campos. Jogging in the third goes Moody. And the Commodores yet again have a runner at third. They had a man at third back in the third inning as well, but couldn't bring him home.
But both times manufacturing their way over to third. Stolen base, wild pitch, and that was just Mooney's second stolen base of the summer as well.
Commodores look to cut the deficit in half. They trail it by a pair. 1-1 pitch. Foul back in the netting behind home plate. Strike 2. Halter at the dish, the 2-hole hitter. Jacksonville native. Swan set at the letters. The 1-2. Cut on and miss. It's a drop, strike 3. Campos will check the runner. Now throw down to first in time. That's 1 away. Heads up. 1 down. Here's Braden Taylor, the third baseman. A walk and a pop-up last time up in the third. 1-out pitch. Swing and miss. Strike 1. Commodores have a man at third. That's Mooney. He singled, stole a bag, and advanced on a wild pitch to get there. 1 away. Gateman leading by 2. The 0-1 pitch. Foul back. Nothing in 2 against Taylor. Swan, sophomore right-hander from Middle Tennessee State. Rests the glove on his chest. Now will meet his throwing arm. The 0-2, off speed. Misses just above the zone, right along the belt. Count 1 and 2. Another strikeout here will be huge. Take away the sacrifice opportunity. Mooney at third, 1 down. The 1-2 to Taylor. Off speed outside. Count even at 2 apiece. Cam, this inning it seems that Eric Swan's leaning a lot more on the changeup.
Which is interesting because he usually is fastball heavy. Maybe it's just the batters he's facing in this frame and scouting reports on them.
Two pitch. Just outside, check swing. Third base umpire says that Taylor held back. The count is ran full.
Oof, and if that pitch isn't laying down in there for a strike, then Swan has to think more about throwing a heater past maybe the swing of Taylor rather than relying too much on that change.
If you walk him here, not the end of the world, then the double play ball can come into effect. 1 down, a runner at third. Payoff pitch coming. Outside edge. Called. Strike 3. A late strike call on Taylor. And he'll be sat down. That is the 5th strikeout of the ball game for Eric Swan. And Taylor had a few words after the fact to the home plate umpire. But he'll retreat to the dugout. Boy, Cam, I thought for sure that pitch was off the plate, but what do I know? 2 down and a runner at third. Here's Jack Payton, the Commodores catcher. The outfield fencing that's covered in that crimson red. So it's going to be tough to see exact bodies out there. Mooney at third with 2 away, the 0-1. Fastball up and in, count even at 1 apiece. Eric Swan has recorded 5 outs in an inning and 2/3. All 5 have been on strikeouts. Oh-2 toss. Called strike 3 in the bottom half, outside corner. He sings him the Swan song. The leadoff runner reaches on a base hit, but he strikes out the side. Eric Swan is feeling it. We're through 5 at Falmouth, and the Gateman lead it by a pair. Back for more Wareham baseball. We return to the Gateman Radio Network.
Curry College is where you go to become anything you want. Curry prepares students to engage in successful careers with learning beyond the classroom. Explore undergraduate programs, including new majors in environmental science, sport and recreation management, graphic design, marketing, and computer science. Online at curry.edu.
Catchers aren't the only ones protecting home. With Rogers Gray, you have more coastal homeowners insurance options and a true expertise in their people. Protect your home with Rogers Gray. Rogers Gray is a proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Learn more at rogersgray.com.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be a long-standing supporter of the Cape Cod Baseball League and its contribution to the local economy as a treasured summer attraction. Cape Cod 5 is a community bank serving customers throughout Cape Cod, the islands, and southeastern Massachusetts. Founded in 1855, the bank's mission is to enrich the lives of those it serves while contributing to the health and vitality of its communities. Cape Cod 5 provides a full range of banking solutions, including personal and business banking, residential mortgages, investment management, and trust services.
Well, we make our way into the top of the 6th inning from Gov Fuller Field, and the Wareham Gateman leading 2-0 over Falmouth. Cam, over halfway through this contest, what are your first takeaways?
I think what we were talking about during the break off the air is this Gateman team has found a way to win a game probably 6 or 7 different ways, and that's just the game of baseball. We're only now 12 games in. Of course, this isn't a guaranteed win, but the Gateman team looking really good, and it's based off the pitching and why Wareham was so successful through the first course of the season.
Alan Roden steps in, first pitch. Off-speed breaking ball, dips at his toes, and that's 1-0. You're right, Kim, this is a team that has capitalized in big games offensively. They've rode the pitching in different ways. They've used the base paths at times, capitalized on mistakes. 1-0 to Roden, skips in, count 2-0. I go back to that win at Harwich just a couple days ago when Gateman scored 5 runs. Only one came in via a hit.
One was a balk, an error, a wild pitch, grounder double play that scored a run.
2-0 toss to Roden. Rocket shot down the line into the corner. Fair baseball for Alan Roden. He rounds first, sprinting his way into second. He'll be held up there. 2 hits tonight for Roden, both for extra bases, a pair of doubles for the Creighton Blue Jay, and that'll lead things off for the top of the 6th.
So our sideline reporter, Claire Foley, talked to Alan Roden prior to the game against Hyannis yesterday, and he said he was superstitious. The past 2 games haven't been as successful, maybe a little more successful with that 2 RBI single against the Harbor Hawks yesterday. You wonder, is he wearing the same thing that garnered that 2 RBI single in order to come into this game and have 2 extra base hits?
So are you a big fan of The Office, the TV show?
I am, yes.
All right, so Alan Roden, also a big fan of The Office. So he's not superstitious, just a little stitious. Here's Ryan Campos' first pitch, grounded off, back towards the backstop, 0-1. Roden to second. And give Claire credit. She had to understand the show, to understand to ask that question.
Right.
Came out with a great answer. So we know maybe it's the same batting gloves tomorrow for Allen Roden. He stands at second. Campos 0 for 1 tonight with a walk. No outs, top 6th. 0-1 pitch. Spiked in the dirt. Jogging to third goes Roden. And that ball, coincidentally, something I haven't seen before, spiked in, bounced off the catcher's gear, back onto the grass, and the pitcher was sprinting over to pick it up as Roden made his way to the third base bag.
Fastball that didn't even register on the radar gun here at Gov Fuller Field. It was thrown so hard into the dirt that when it bounced off the padding, you're right, it actually landed almost in the same spot where it was spiked, right where the dirt merges with the grass in front of home plate.
No outs, Roden at third. The Gatemen lead it 2-0. 1-1 pitch. Campos leans out of the way with a pitch inside. Ball 2. Just gonna have to ask, are you superstitious at all?
A little bit.
What is it?
Oof. See, I haven't played sports in a really long time.
Well, it doesn't have to be just sports related. It can be anything.
I think it's more of a tradition before every baseball game when the national anthem ends, I'll tap my chest twice.
Okay.
Is that a good superstition?
2-1 pitch down in the dirt. Roden remains at third. As the count goes 3-1 on Campos. I don't really have anything personally.
Nothing.
No, I really don't. I used to for a good long while. A good long while. I would always eat a pack of M&Ms before every broadcast. Always a pack of chocolate M&Ms. Now, eventually the calories caught up with me, and I had to switch up that superstition. 3-1 pitch to Campos. Hard grounder back in the middle. Over the diving glove of Halter at short. Jogging in is Roden. That's an RBI single for Ryan Campos. And the Gatemen take a 3-0 lead.
The positive of beating a pseudo shift. And I say it's a pseudo shift because it's not like anyone shifted over. It's more of the traditional baseball move where there's a guy at third and you move your infield in to possibly cut off the runner coming home. And a positive for Ryan Campos, who chopped it up the middle, and as Halter dove, if he was back further, that's an easy out. Maybe one still scores, but instead, still no outs here in the 6th.
A man on at first for Blake Wright. First pitch, liner over to right side of the infield, right into the glove of Halter at second. Tried gunning down the double play, but Campos dove back in time. The line out is the first out of the inning.
I don't want to think too much about it and get off too much onto a tangent, but you talk about the M&Ms. I used to be a Tic Tac eater before tennis matches when I played when I was younger.
Do you eat Tic Tacs?
Well,
I thought you just kind of left it in your mouth.
No, you do.
Okay.
Right. That's my definition. I'd ultimately finish the Tic Tac right before the tennis match. I wouldn't want to choke on a Tic Tac.
Sure.
While
sure.
playing tennis. Yeah, it wasn't. I wouldn't chew on the Tic Tac.
Mound conversation oncoming for Caleb Corbett. Campos on at first, and 1 out. Wareham leading 3-0. It'll be Kellum Clark at the plate here in moments, and the call to the pen will be made, so Corbett's outing is finished after an inning and a third. So Wareham gets him up for 2 runs, maybe more, with Campos on at first. They lead it 3-0 over Falmouth. The Gatemen have lost 5 of their last 6, but have come on strong tonight, and they'll look to piece together their first shutout of the season over the final few frames. We'll take a break and tell you who the new man on the bump is when we return for more Wareham baseball in the top of the 6th inning on the Gateman Radio Network.
Each and every game here at Spillane Field is made possible by our sponsors. Let's take a moment to recognize Gateway Tavern, Coastal Orthodontics, Fairway Financial, Joanne Stevenson, Sullivan Wine and Spirits, Deb Levesque Massage Therapy, the Law Office of Mark Deshays, Office Technology Group, J&M Baseball Academy, South Coast Health, Minkle Boys Catering, 80 Makepeace, Reed Custom Soils, Soft as a Grape, Bay Motor Inn, Point Sign, Wareham, Sipicon, and Dartmouth Week, Cranberry Self-Storage, Village Signs, the Law Office of Lang, Exaferris, and Bullard, Reedy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP, Robertson's GMC, Effie's Homemade, Wareham Country Market, the Wareham House of Pizza, Robbery's Tree Service, Patty Wild, Onset Bay Association, Select PT, El Mariachi, Water Whiz, and Cool Cone. Thank you once again to our sponsors of your Wareham Gateman. If you or a family member have been hurt at work, don't wait for the insurance company to discontinue your benefits or deny you medical treatment. Get an experienced workers' compensation attorney now before it's too late. The lawyers at Reedy, Kiernan, and McNally, LLP, have been practicing workers' compensation law for many years and are experts in the field of workers' compensation law. Having the advantage of retaining an attorney early on may make all the difference in your case. Know your rights. Be prepared and contact Reedy, Kiernan, and McNally, LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main.
We're back for the top of the 6th inning. Kellum Clark steps in against Phil Abner, left-hander out of Florida, sophomore from Charlotte, North Carolina. He's fresh out of the pen. He'll inherit a runner at first in Ryan Campos, where the Gatemen lead it 3-0. Top of the 6th, Kellum Clark, DH, 0 for 2 tonight, strikeout and a flyout. First lefty-on-lefty matchup we've seen tonight. First pitch, spiked in the dirt, count 1-0. Wareham put a run on the board in the 3rd, 1 in the 5th. So far, 1 in this 6th frame. 1-0 pitch, cut on and missed by Kellum Clark as it rose in on him. Tried checking it around, but couldn't quite catch the bat speed in time.
Cade, I'm a huge geek on notable alumni at the certain high schools that these players attend. More on that after this pitch.
A man on, that's Campos at first with 1 away. 1-1. Curveball dips below the zone for ball 2. But yeah, Charlotte Christian School, where Philip Abner did his prep work. Well, Cam, like you said, that you might know an alumni or two from there.
Maybe. The Currys, Seth and Steph Curry, of course. Steph.
Anybody at school.
Easy. No question about it. Now, he was undersized, so he grew into his own.
Shoot or shoot. 3-1. Clark put on the ground through the left side for a 1-out base hit. Campos jogs his way into second as the throw comes in from McKenzie, and it's a 1-out single for Kellum Clark, the 3rd hit of this inning for the Gatemen.
Cade, Kellum Clark coming into this game, 2 of his last 13, 2 of 15 going into that at-bat. Just shows the purity of baseball. It doesn't matter if you're on a drought, if you're on a hit streak, going to continue to swing the bat, and that's what Kellum Clark does. And he's looked so much better in his 2nd stint with the Gatemen, of course. Played last year for Wareham.
Here's Ty Evans, Florida right fielder. 2 for 2 tonight. How about those numbers? First multi-hit game of the summer after getting his first hit of the summer. 2 men on, 1 away. First pitch. Lifted out of here. Right side. Count 0-1. Wareham trying to wrap up their road trip with a win tonight at Falmouth. They lead it 3-0 in the top of the 6th inning. 0-1. Evans puts it on the ground through the right side. Campos held up at 3rd, and the vacancy sign has been turned off for the base pass. They're loaded up with only 1 out for Michael Robertson.
3 for 3 is Ty Evans, and the hits just keep piling on. That's 9 total for the Gatemen now, which is a good sight to see. So 21, if I do my math correctly, in the last 2 games. This game isn't even over yet. Had 17 in the previous 4 before that game against Hyannis yesterday. So the bat's starting to pop a little more.
It'd be nice for Michael Robertson to do what we watched him do back in the 5th. A double for him, 1 for 2 afternoon. Bases loaded. Campos at 3rd, Clark at 2nd, Evans at 1st. Lefty on lefty, 1 out, first pitch. Fastball taken, top of the zone, 0-1. The lone runner that Abner is not responsible for is the lead man at 3rd. He put on the other 2. Fastball finds the top of the zone once again. 0-2. Got a furry friend over here.
Yeah, the entire game, actually.
Getting excited about today's game.
The Wareham fan, maybe.
Maybe so. Top six, the Gateman lead it 3-0 with the bases loaded and 1 out. 0-2 pitch. Fouled off left side. Out of play. Robertson batting out of the 9 spot, top of the order on deck. 0-2 offer. Cut on and missed. That's strike 3. Off speed, left elevated, and Robertson strikes out for the second time tonight. We go back to the top. That's 2 outs. Base is still loaded. Scoring threat still there for Wareham. With Jack Hausinger stepping up to the plate. 1 for 3 tonight is Jack out of the leadoff spot. An RBI double. The only hit of a Ryan Campos RBI base hit, but they leave the bases loaded. We go to the bottom half of the 6th. The Gatemen lead it by 3. We'll be back for more Wareham baseball. We return to the Gateman Radio Network.
Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League and for refreshing yourself with ice-cold Coca-Cola products. We offer over 400 different beverage choices on Cape Cod to quench every thirst, and more than 150 of those are low or no-calorie options.
Beat the heat and join us at Waterways, a water experience unlike any other this side of the bridge. Open daily, head over to the water park on Route 28, the Cranberry Highway.
Gibson Sotheby's International Realty is a proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. List your home with Eastern Massachusetts' premier real estate firm. Don't just get it on the market, get it the attention it deserves. Each office is independently owned and operated. Sotheby's International Realty is a registered trademark.
With competitive pay, state-of-the-art facilities, and opportunities in service, sales, accounting, HR, marketing, IT, and more, a job at Milton Cat, the Northeast Caterpillar dealer, is more than a career choice. It's a choice career. Visit miltoncat.com/careers to join their growing team.
We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Wareham leads Falmouth 3-0 on the road. It'll be a big road win. Get the Gatemen back to just a game under 500. They entered 4-6-1 here tonight, as did the Commodores. As Eric Swan retakes the bump, it's 5-6-7, due up in the Falmouth order, led off by Jacob Walsh. For Eric Swan, the Swan song so far has been the strikeout machine. 6 Ks in 2 innings. First pitch. Walsh takes a fastball at his feet. Count 1-0. Pitch. Walsh fouls it off himself. Boy, that one hurt. He limps out of the batter's box. Counts even at 1 apiece. Well, so far tonight, 2 arms have been on the bump for Wareham. We've been through 5 innings, and they've struck out 12 Commodores.
Crazy. For a team that's prone to striking out, like we've already mentioned, they're finding their stride on the bump today. It's a good sign to see not just the starter, but the first reliever as well.
Grayson Moore out of Vanderbilt went 3 strong for the Gatemen. No runs, 4 hits, 1 walk, 6 Ks. 1-1 to Walsh. Off speed in the zone for strike 2. Gateman bullpen has now struck out 59 batters this season compared to the starters with 46. 1-2. Walsh cut on and missed. Make it 60 batters retired by the Gateman bullpen, and 7 tonight for Eric Swan.
he's looked so good because of his pitch sequence. How he's able to shuffle between the fastball as well as that changeup, and he takes 15 or over miles per hour off of the changeup compared to the fastball, and he mixes it in really well.
It's now the most strikeouts in a relief appearance by a Gateman arm this season. 1 out pitch to Pinckney. Call strike 1 on the outer half. Righty on righty. Swan comes set, turns and deals. A 1 pitch finds its way on the inner half. 0-2 to the Alabama outfielder. He's 0 for 2 tonight. A ground out and a strikeout. Last time up in the 4th. 0-2 punch. Fouled off. Out of play. Can Eric Swan, how far can he keep it going, Cam? 7 outs recorded. All 7 have been strikeouts. He has given up 2 hits.
I think his day ends at 3, but I would not be surprised if you pushed him to 4, especially because of how well he's been pitching, and the bullpen's not been that great over the past few games.
0-2 offering. Upstairs to the eyes. Ball 1, 91 miles per hour.
I think it's almost slipped out of his hands. Still finished 91 high.
Sun now has set. 1-2 pitch. Pinckney lets it miss away. Count even at 2-2. I say Sun has set at least over the field diamond. We still see something in the orange in deep left. Lights have been turned on at Gov Fuller Field. Home of the Falmouth High School Clippers. One down, base is clear. 2-2. Check swing. Infield umpire is going to say that he held back on a pitch that was low and down in the dirt. Count now full. Just 1 batter has been walked through 5 1/3 by the Gateman staff tonight between Moore and Swan. Payoff pitch upcoming. Put back on the ground and right into the glove of Swan. The throw to first. That puts 2 away. Right place, right time, right glove placement for Eric Swan to retire the 2nd out.
Everything seems right for Eric Swan today. A pitch that he probably wanted to dip a bit lower on the tailing end, as did the previous 2 off speeds. But luck of the draw, stands tall on the mound, goes right into his glove, and there's 2 away.
6'6". He just had that glove resting right in the right spot. Barely had to move it. Just opened up the face. 2 out pitch to Collins. First pitch called strike 1 in the upper half. Corey Collins, 6 hits tonight. The Commodores have as a team. 2 of those have come from Collins. Double in the 2nd, single in the 4th. Righty on lefty. 0-1 pitch. Off speed this time. Stays upstairs the letters. Count even at 1 apiece.
I also find it funny that I mentioned during this game the 6, 7, and 8 hitters is where the pitching staff can take advantage of, because all 3 are under the Mendoza line. And they represent 3 of the 6 hits.
The 1-1 fouled off the catcher's glove. That's strike 2. Eric Swan, 7 strikeouts through 2 2/3 innings of work so far. That's going to garner attention on the stat sheet and put him right at the top for our player of the game. The 1-2, cut on and miss, strike 3. Make it 8 strikeouts for Eric Swan. The big man just can't be stopped. We're through 6 at Falmouth. And the Wareham Gatemen lead it 3-0 over the Commodores. We'll be back for more Wareham baseball when we return on the Gateman Radio Network. The Wareham Gatemen would like to thank Franklin Sports for their sponsorship of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Franklin is yet again proud to be the official batting glove of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Throughout the summer, all 10 Cape League teams are wearing their own custom team batting gloves, courtesy of Franklin Sports. Cape Cod to the major leagues. Only the best hitters in baseball wear Franklin gloves.
T-Mobile is proud to sponsor the Cape Cod Baseball League. T-Mobile is committed to serve those who serve, and that's why they go above and beyond for our active duty military, veterans, and first responders. Visit your neighborhood T-Mobile store or T-Mobile.com to learn more.
As a proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League, the Mass State Lottery is celebrating the games we love playing, from the baseball diamond to the mini lottery games that help support all 351 cities and towns across the Commonwealth. So here's to 50 years of winning and 50 more. Well, we're back for the top of the 7th inning. We head into the final 3 frames tonight at Gov Fuller Field, where Wareham Gateman sit atop the Falmouth Commodores 3-0. Runs in the 3rd, 5th, and 6th innings for the Gateman, one of which was driven in by the man coming up in Hogan Windish. Cade Crenshaw with you tonight, joined alongside our own Claire Foley. Claire, for Hogan Windish, he's been one of the most consistent hitters so far for the Gateman this season, as he'll work against Phil Abner, the left-hander on the bump. First pitch on the way. Taken for a strike, up and out.
Yeah, Cade, that would be an understatement. He's had hits in 10 of his 11 games, which he extended last night, going 3 for 5 against Hyannis.
A good outing for him. Second 3-hit game of the season. 0-1 pitch, lifted up in the air, shallow center. It gets down for a base hit. Boy, Claire, you just better be some good luck, I think, for Hogan Windish. The leadoff man is aboard.
There you go. I was waiting for him to extend it. He does that there with that single. And like you mentioned earlier in the broadcast, he leads the league in both doubles and bruises. He's been hit by pitches 5 times this season.
That's a stinger right there. 5 hit by pitches in 11 games. Those old bones, they're bruised, not broken. First pitch to Max Anderson upstairs. And Claire, this is a guy in Anderson who got off to a really, really slow start this summer, but he's really come on strong. 8-game on-base streak extended tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I talked to him the other day, too, and he said that's just what he's trying to do here.
1-0 offering, popped it up, right side. Trailing it back is Halter from second. Moving up, though, is Brutcher from right, and that'll put 1 away. Now, we just keep the train going, Claire. First, you talk to Hogan Windish, great insight. Anderson, the same thing. And here's Alan Roden. If you haven't caught that interview, go over to our Twitter page, at Wareham Gateman. Give us a follow while you're there at it. And check out Claire's pregame conversation yesterday for the Hyannis matchup, where you caught up with a guy who has been through the ranks at Creighton, a graduated senior.
And he's a little stitious. He said if things are working for him, he's going to wear the same thing.
First pitch, the lefty stick. Dribble over to the right side. Thrown to second in time for 1. Back over to first. Not in time for 2. That'll be a 4-6 fielder's choice to retire the lead runner.
And there you go. He's on base again. It must be those same socks as last night. They're working for him.
3rd time on base tonight for Alan Roden. The first 2, a pair of doubles. And with 2 outs in the top of the 7th, Gateman have 1 base runner left for Ryan Campos, the catcher. Lefty on lefty. The Arizona State Sun Devil steps in. A walk back in the 2nd, strikeout in the 4th, an RBI single in the 6th. First pitch with 2 away. Put in play. Right side of the infield, 1 hops to Halter at second. He flips over to Mooney, who's covering the second base bag from short for the 3rd and final out. Well, Claire, thank you so much for joining me for a little bit of conversation. It's time to stretch at Gov Fuller Field, and the Gatemen lead at 3-0. We'll be back for the bottom of the 7th. We return for more Wareham baseball on the Gateman Radio Network.
Finding a good personal injury practice in all of the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reedy, Kiernan, and McNally, LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham and 2318 Acushnet Avenue in New Bedford. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website www.rkm-law.com.
Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod Coca-Cola has been proudly refreshing the community for over 30 years, and we're honored to support the CCBL and many other wonderful organizations on the Cape.
Everyone's had their Cracker Jacks, and everyone took time for the 7th inning stretch. It's time for the bottom half. The Gatemen lead it 3-0 over Falmouth. A new man on the mound. We'll tell you more on him in a moment. First, Eric Swan's final line. Get ready for this. 3 innings pitched, 2 hits, no runs, no walks, and 8 strikeouts. This is a guy who got 9 outs recorded in this game. 8 of them were strikeouts.
Looked great on the fastball, too.
Yeah. Incredible job from Swan, as his day is done after 3, and he rightfully deserves a break. It's Jack Sullivan taking over on the bump. His Gateman debut is the right-hander from UConn, sophomore at 5'11". We talk about how Swan dominated tonight. Well, Sullivan did that in his collegiate season. A breakout true freshman campaign, 22 bullpen appearances for the Huskies, 22 and 2/3 innings pitched, an ERA at .79. Very, very strong for the Carmel, New York native. Here's Drew Butcher, the right fielder, 8-9-1 due up in the Falmouth order. First pitch from the righty Sullivan. Butcher swing and miss. Count 0-1. Butcher 1 for 2 tonight. Single in the second, strikeout in the fourth. Sullivan turns and deals. A 1 pitch, misses high. Count even at 1 apiece. Cam, it's good to have you back up here. But we have to say, great credit to Claire Foley for joining us moments ago.
Did great. Not just a great sideline reporter. Can get on the air, makes it look like nothing.
1-1 offering. Butcher lets him miss off the plate. You know, she's not used to those full half-inning gigs, but I thought she absolutely did a tremendous job. So we're glad to have Claire part of our team. As no out, stand in the bottom of the 7th with the bases empty. 2-1 offering to Butcher. Fastball misses up. 3 balls, 1 strike from Sullivan. Can the Gatemen piece together their first shutout of the season? One of just 4 teams in the Cape who have yet to shut out an opponent. 3-1 pitch. Butcher cut on and missed. Fastball in the top half. Couldn't connect. Count now full. Sullivan looking to pick up where Swan left off on the strikeouts. Swan had 8. Sullivan looking for his first. The payoff outside and away for ball 4. Just the second batter walked tonight by Gateman pitching, as Sullivan fails to retire his first batter. The leadoff man's aboard for Anthony McKenzie.
It's good to see the UConn guys here. Brian Padilla in a pinch hit effort yesterday, and now Jack Sullivan. So the new guys integrated into this Gateman roster.
McKenzie 0 for 2, pair of strikeouts. A man on at first, no outs, bottom 7. First pitch up high, count 1-0. I mentioned Sullivan 22 and 2/3 at UConn, 26 strikeouts, 7 walks. More importantly, he held opponents to a mere 185 average at the plate. Righty on lefty, the 1-0. Off speed, up and out, ball 2. Make sure you join us back at home. We return to Spillane Field tomorrow. 4 o'clock first pitch for a doubleheader. Hosting the Harwich Mariners. 2-0 Off the plate, ball 3. Sullivan's command is a little bit off early.
I think he's trying to locate a little too much rather than rely on his arm and his game. I know a lot of the players at the plate for Wareham said that once they just trusted their swing rather than doing a little too much logistically, it got better.
Pritchard on at first. He reached on a leadoff walk moments ago. 3-0 offering. Called strike 1, outer half. One pitch, cut on and missed. Great job battling back from Sullivan. Count now full, though on the second straight batter. Pitch count going to climb quickly.
Same pitch on the outer half to make it 3-2. Cade, 13 strikeouts for the Wareham pitching staff, and I mentioned the same pitch on those back-to-back strikes from Sullivan. A little off speed, but still a fastball in the outer half goes to that same pitch. So now trying to trust his stuff as he did in the spring with a sub-1 ERA.
13 strikeouts in a ball game for the staff is second time this season. Runner goes, Mooney, a high swing, deep in the air to left. Windish at the fence. He looks and it sails over. A 2-run jack for Alex Mooney. And just like that, the Commodores have clawed back in it. They trail 3-2 in the bottom of the 7th.
Good pop from Alex Mooney on a pitch in which Mooney had the opportunity to watch Sullivan throw 3 straight of the exact same one. So Mooney jumps out in front of it, and I think just turns into a sequencing issue with Jack Sullivan early on, where he throws the same pitch 4 times. Mooney has time to respond. You can see him in the on-deck circle taking some practice hacks, connects on that one, launches it out of here. Good thing for the Gateman, though. Those 3 runs prove now even more vital than they did before, because now up by 1 are Wareham.
Well, the bases are now cleared. Shutout has gone away, but the win still in sight. Bottom 7th, Gateman lead at 3-2. Here's Colby Halter with 1 away. Righty on lefty, first pitch. Up and out, ball 1. Second night in a row that the Gatemen have given up a homer, and here comes Harvey Shapiro. The Gateman skipper, no call the pin has been made just yet. We have seen him at times come out just to have a conversation with the pitcher, especially a young guy in Sullivan, like we talked about, just a true freshman.
And Harvey Shapiro in his 24th year as a head manager in the Cape Cod Baseball League, he's going to make a change as Harvey.
Sullivan's day is done after facing 3 batters. He walked 1, struck out another before giving up a 2-run homer to Alex Mooney. We'll take a break and tell you about the new man on the mound when we come back in the bottom of the 7th, where the Wareham Gatemen lead the Falmouth Commodores 3-2. We'll be back for more Wareham baseball on the Gateman Radio Network.
Curry College is where you go to become anything you want. Curry prepares students to engage in successful careers with learning beyond the classroom. Explore undergraduate programs, NCAA Division III athletics, and continuing education and graduate studies, including 5th-year master's programs at curry.edu.
The 99 Restaurant and Pub is proud to be a sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Visit your local 99 and try their famous Colossal Lobster Rolls, piled high on a grilled brioche and served hot buttered or just the right amount of mayo and celery with fries and coleslaw. The 99, always the real deal.
The Wareham-based 80 Makepeace Company, founded in 1854, is the world's largest cranberry grower and the largest private property owner in eastern Massachusetts. The company supports organizations like the Wareham Gateman and projects like the outdoor cranberry bog classroom that you may have passed on your way in. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
The Gateway Tavern, located on Marion Road in Wareham, offers an extensive but not exhaustive array of menu choices. They search for the finest in foods, ranging from garden fresh produce to hand-selected seafood, and have special menus that change daily. The Gateway Tavern is proud to be the official helmet of the Wareham Gateman.
For sales and rentals of Caterpillar machinery, generators, and marine engines, visit MiltonCat.com, your area cat dealer. Milton Cat, the Cape and Islands Caterpillar dealer, is proud to be a sponsor of today's game.
A new man's on the bump in the bottom of the 7th inning for the Wareham Gatemen. They lead it over Falmouth 3-2, but Jackson Fristo's time is now. The Mississippi State junior right-hander steps on at 6'4", 218 pounds, a native out of Kentucky. We look back at this past spring where he totaled 48 strikeouts to 19 walks. One down, bottom 7. Big swing of the frame coming on a 2-run jack from Alex Mooney. That would be the last batter to face Jack Sullivan. I take that back. Colby Halter faced him. The count is 1-0, so Fristo will inherit a ball. 1-0 pitch. First from Fristo. Comes in and hits Halter. Hits him on the thigh. So the inherited pitch won't matter. First hit batter of the ball game, puts the leadoff man aboard. That'll bring up Braden Taylor, the third baseman.
So I talked to Jackson Fristo prior to the season. Of course, won a national championship a year ago, and he told me it's really interesting going from a national championship season to getting more run on the mound in his second season at Mississippi State, but there wasn't that much of an adjustment there. It was more, getting used to the higher volume amount of innings.
Fristo's pitch gets past Campos off the backstop and rolling towards the Falmouth dugout. Just now Campos gets there as the runner makes his way into second base. A hit batter and a wild pitch from Fristo. The tying runs in scoring position for Falmouth. Boy, the Gatemen don't want to go 6 strong and then lose it across the final 3 innings. Wareham leads 3-2 with 1 out, bottom 7. Tying run at second, go-ahead run at the dish in Braden Taylor. Halter inching off of second. Fristo comes home. 1-0 pitch down at his toes. That's ball 2. A pitch that hit a batter. Another that was wild, that one missing the zone, the first 3 throws from Fristo. 2-0 offer. There it is, called strike 1, right down Broadway. Two-one pitch, outside and away, that's ball 3. Campos had to leap out of his stance to go out and grab it. Both teams coming in at 4-5-1 on the year. Righty on lefty with a man at second. 1 down. 3-1 pitch. Off speed, misses upstairs at the letters. That's ball 4. Fristo hits the first, walks the second. He's put 2 men on. But just 1 out, and that'll bring up the cleanup man and Jack Payton.
It's even worse to see both Sullivan and Fristo going, knowing that Eric Swan was dealing, but he did pitch his 3, and I wonder what the coaching staff said back at Middle Tennessee State, maybe restricting him to 3 a game.
1 out pitch. Payton lets it miss in the dirt. Ball 1. Harvey Shapiro preaches to his players all the time. Make sure you're commanding the fastball. That's the first key to victory in any game. So far here in the 7th, that's where the Gatemen have had trouble. 1-0. Fastball in the dirt. Ball 2. Three-two. Wareham leads. The count, 2 balls, no strikes on Peyton. Runners going, pitch in the dirt. Throw down to second. Not in time. Getting the stolen bag is Brendan Taylor. Now 2 men are in scoring position for the Commodores. Still with just 1 out. And Jack Peyton looking at a 3-0 count. The wheels are wobbling right now. If another run scores, they've come off the bus here in the 7th. 2 on, 1 down, the 3-0 pitch. Outside, ball 4, and that'll load them up.
This is the point where I'd expect the pitching coach, Eddie Marco, to head out of the dugout and talk it over with Fristow.
Fristow hit the first battery face. He's walked the next 2 to fill him up. You have to have other people time to warm up in the Gateman pen. The call is made, and now Campos will head out to the mound to just have a conversation to allow more time for those relievers to get hot.
Only takes 1 ground ball. Double play ball is still in effect, and now there's no room to steal. It's a Falmouth team that entered with just 12 stolen bases. They have 4 today. Actually 5 because a pair of double steals. It's interesting to see Fristow in this situation. You wonder, of course, Campos going out there to waste a little bit of time. You just wonder when Eddie Marco or Harvey Shapiro will come out of the dugout, as Shapiro does.
That'll be it for Jackson Fristow. He faced 3 batters, like we said. He hit the first, would walk the next 2. The bases are full with 1 out. It'll be Jacob Walsh, the first baseman out of Oregon, coming up to face the new man out of the pen. Shapiro has yet to make that call, though we expect him to. This could just be a conversation to send away more time, but our home plate umpire is slowly making his way out to the mound. Let me break up this party. And there it is. The call is made by Coach Shapiro. He wanted to use as much of that time as he could. Fristow's day is done after facing 3 batters. We'll tell you about the new face out of the Gateman pen when we come back for more. Still in the bottom of the 7th, it's 3-2 Gateman on the Wareham Gateman Radio Network.
Redshirt Fridays is a national program created to acknowledge, honor, and support our troops who put themselves in harm's way to defend our freedom. In support of this program, the Cape League teams will be wearing a specially designed red jersey every Friday. This week's special celebration of Redshirt Friday is sponsored by Ezeir Hats, Massachusetts State Lottery, and OT Sports. Support our troops and join us by wearing red each Friday.
Milton Cat is proud to support the Cape Cod Baseball League, from paving and landscaping to recreational boating and facility management. Milton Cat has the right equipment, parts, service, and technology to keep you working. Visit miltoncat.com to learn more.
Wherever you call home, from Boston to the South Shore to the South Coast to the Cape and Islands, Rogers Gray has you covered for all coastal homeowners insurance needs. Rogers Gray is a proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Learn more at rogersgray.com.
T-Mobile is proud to sponsor the Cape Cod Baseball League. T-Mobile is committed to serve those who serve, and that's why they go above and beyond for our active duty military and veterans. Visit your neighborhood T-Mobile store or T-Mobile.com to learn more.
Looking for your dream home on the Cape? Gibson Sotheby's International Realty's dedicated team of real estate professionals are ready to make your dream a reality. Don't just look for a place, discover a home. Each office is independently owned and operated. Sotheby's International Realty is a registered trademark.
Earn a bachelor's or master's degree, complete a certificate, or take a single course through the Division of Continuing Education and Graduate Studies at Curry College. In-person and online classes run days, evenings, and weekends in Milton and Plymouth. To learn more about programs in accounting, business, criminal justice, education, nursing, and more, visit curry.edu.
We're back for the bottom of the 7th inning. The Gatemen lead at 3-2, but the Commodores have the bases loaded with Bobby Alcock coming out of the pen, the right-hander out of Gardner-Webb, making his 3rd appearance of the summer. 4 innings pitched without allowing a hit. He's walked 1 and struck out 2. He'll meet Jacob Walsh, the Oregon first baseman, who's 0 for 3 tonight, a ground out and a pair of strikeouts so far for him, batting out of the 5 spot. Halter at 3rd, Taylor and Payton behind him on the base paths, respectively. Righty on lefty. Alcock turns and deals. First pitch fastball misses upstairs. That's ball 1. Halter at 3rd. He was hit by a pitch. Taylor was walked. So was Payton, all by Jackson Fristow, whose outing lasted just 3 batters. The 1-0 from Alcock. Fastball outer edge, dots the bottom corner. Count even at 1-1. Two runs this frame for the Commodores. That's all they've scored all game, courtesy of a 2-run homer from Alex Mooney. The 10th homer surrendered by Gateman pitching this season. 1-1. Walsh up in the air and into left field. 1 run will come around to score. Windisch lost the baseball. A 2nd run coming home. He's in safely. And just like that, the wheels have come off the bus. And the Commodores lead it 4-3 over the Gatemen.
It's good contact, barrel to the ball. And another defensive error in the outfield. 3 committed by the Gatemen, 2 in the outfield in that loss to Hyannis yesterday. And if the errors continue to pile up, doesn't matter how good the pitching and hitting is. 4 runs here in the 7th, and all of a sudden this game is flipped on its head. It's 4-3 Commodores.
Walsh gets the RBI base hit. The error assessed to Windisch, the first of the ball game. Here's Pinckney with runners at 1st and 2nd base. He's 0 for 3 tonight. Right on right, Alcock got to settle in. 1 down, just need a ground ball and get out of it. First pitch. Fastball up high, count 1-0, check swing. And they're going to say that Pinckney went. First base umpire sends in strike 1 from just behind the first base bag. Alcock, Massachusetts native. Dancing off of second base is Payton. He'll retreat back to the bag. He's at 2nd, Walsh behind him at 1st, with Pinckney at the plate. 1 down, bottom 7. Commodores lead 4-3. 0-1 pitch. Pinckney fouls it off, right side, 0-2. Pinckney, the 8th batter, this frame alone, for Falmouth. Alcock looking for the 2nd out of the inning. The 0-2. Pinckney chops it back foul on a check swing. Stay alive on 2 strikes. Three runs on 10 hits, 1 error for the Gatemen. 4 runs on 8 hits, 0 in the errors column for Falmouth. 2.5 hours in, the 0-2. Pinckney popped it up. Right field, charging on it hard is Evans. He's under it for the second out. Boy, he nearly lost it, though. Almost lost his footing out there in the grass. Was able to recover. Runners don't tag, and that's 2 away.
He lost his footing as he charged in. I think that he thought the ball would carry, did Evans, and it didn't. So that's when he started to charge. Fortunately, Hausinger looked like he was almost in position as well, ranging over to his left from second base.
Here's Corey Collins, the designated hitter. 2 for 3 tonight. Great night for him after he was hitless coming into this one. A double and a base hit. Last in the 4th, he struck out when we last saw him in the 6th. He's got 2 on with 2 down. The Commodores leading by a run. First pitch, skipping in the dirt. Count 1-0. Count 1-0 to Collins. Alcock resting the glove on his front thigh. Ball just behind his back. Runners at first and second, 2 away. Righty on left. The 1-0. Chopper right side of the infield. Alcock comes off the bump, keeps himself, and steps on the bag. My, oh my, what an inning it was for the Commodores. They bring 4 runs across on 2 hits, capitalizing 3 walks, 1 hit batter. The exclamation point, a 2-run homer from Alex Mooney. We head to the top of the 8th, and for the first time tonight, Falmouth takes a lead, 4-3 over Wareham. We'll be back for more Gateman baseball when we return to the Gateman Radio Network.
Tom and Jean Yockey were passionate about the game of baseball. Over their 7 decades as owners of the Boston Red Sox, the Yockeys greatly invested in youth and amateur athletics in our community. They recognized the important skills baseball can bring to players both on and off the field: cooperation, respect, teamwork, friendships, and confidence. The Yockey Foundation has been proud to support the Cape League for more than 25 years.
Joanne Stevenson with Berkshire Hathaway and Robert Paul Properties brings over 21 years of real estate experience to the South Shore and Cape Cod area. The Robert Paul Properties team not only specializes in coastal luxury properties, but proudly serves our veterans in their home search or sell process. Joanne Stevenson is your local, homegrown agent who knows the area and knows the market. Call Joanne Stevenson with Robert Paul Properties for all your real estate needs. Located at 155 Front Street in Marion.
How can Wareham respond with adversity? We head to the top of the 8th. The Gatemen trail Falmouth on the road, 4-3. All 4 Commodore runs coming in the bottom half of the 7th inning on just 2 hits. They capitalize on free passes and mistakes by a few different Gatemen arms. We saw 3 pitchers that inning alone. Here's Blake Wright to lead things off. The shortstop out of Clemson, 0-3 tonight. Phil Abner turns and deals. First pitch. Skips at the feet of Wright. Count 1-0.
It's crazy, Cade. Earlier in the game, I said, Wareham's found about 6 or 7 different ways in the early part of the season to win games.
Right.
Same with lose games.
1-0 down low, ball 2.
Because it seems like in the last game against Falmouth, the pitching fell apart as it did in this game because the hitting's been great. 10 hits, 3 runs, and there's been a multitude of times where just the hitting hasn't been there. Errors been aplenty.
2-0 pitch. Skips across the plate on right.
And I don't want to rag on this team too much because it is the early portion of the season. 4-6-1. You still got so much time left. but you have to find a part of the game in which you can kind of down and secure, which you know going into that game, okay, our bats are going to be fine, our pitching's going to be okay.
3-0 outside. That's ball 4. A leadoff walk from Blake Wright. You got to stay positive with this team. The leadoff man's aboard, and he's the tying run. They're not out of it yet. Here's Kellum Clark, the designated hitter, 1 for 3. Single back in the 6th. And now we've got a rabbit on the field. Let's see if we can do this. He's sprinting up the third baseline, on the dirt, back on the grass. He's stopped, though, about 6 feet away from the third base bag. Do they chase him off? And now the third baseman, Taylor, sprints him into the woods. There's no fencing on the third base side, so he's right back in to the forest. Oh my. Add that to the list of things I didn't expect tonight.
Was actually still in play because we already talked about the odd dimensions here where there's no barrier that blocks off that berm past the dugout and down the left field line, but fortunately went into the berm and into the forest.
Here's Kellum Clark with a man on at first. No outs. Lefty on lefty, first pitch. A rocket out of play, back over to the left side. Thankfully, it caught the netting and didn't land into the woods, or else I'd be worried about the rabbit.
It's very true. And I will say, Cade, did your best Kevin Harlan right there. And I enjoyed it a lot.
Got to track the animals on the field. I'm just glad he didn't get actually onto the field, or else we could have had a big problem. Those rabbits are fast, man. The 0-1 to Kellum Clark. Pitch on the way. Down low and in, count even at 1 apiece. Have you ever tried to catch a rabbit before?
Nope, never in my life.
Never.
I've barely seen enough rabbits to actually have the opportunity to catch.
Oh, there's not easy, I can tell you that.
What are you, avid rabbit chaser?
Not in recent years.
Oh, okay.
1-1 to Clark. Bottom half of the zone at dots. That's strike 2.
So you would say it's more of a youth passion?
Sure. You know, you grow up in a rural area. Sure, a few kids have chased a few rabbits in their lives.
I'm talking about you.
Me? Oh, yeah, every now and then.
Okay.
I'm sure I did as a small child. I don't remember it, but I'm sure I did it. The 1-2. Clark steps out of the way of it. Count even at 2 apiece. Two to Clark with Wright leading off of first. The pitch. Down and in. It's ball 3. Full count on Kellum Clark. The Gatemen have the tying run on the base pass as they trail 4-3 in the top of the 8th. Here's the payoff. Clark puts it in play right side of the infield. Halter turns, flips for 1. Mooney over to first. Book it for 2. A 4-6-3 double play clears the base paths and puts 2 outs in the book.
Good turn from a defense that's been strong all game long. Unfortunately, the pitching staff in the early going hadn't. So 10 hits for the Gatemen. When Falmouth gets those opportunities, huge one for a Commodores team that doesn't want to get this game tied up, or you don't know if the bats can revitalize as they did in the 7th.
Base is empty. 2 outs for Ty Evans, the Florida right fielder. Top 8, down by a run. First pitch, fastball below the zone, count 1-0. And it looks like the rabbit is back on the field, this time in left. McKenzie's out there, but he is not sprinting over to it. Now he is, pushing it over to the line. The rabbit slowly getting to the third base foul line. Now into the corner he goes, closer to the foul pole. He's not out yet, near the Gateman bullpen this time. He's still out there. Oh, they've cornered him on the wall. My goodness, it's Jonathan Brand dashing back and forth, trying to get this rabbit out of the park. Thankfully they do. He's out of here. Maybe that's the second and final time tonight.
Fortunately, the bullpen is behind the fences, so there is that wraparound that takes the rabbit out of the park.
Well, for that group of guys, it wouldn't surprise me. You know, you grew up in elementary school probably with a classroom pet, fish, bird. They probably have a bullpen pet now with that rabbit. Going to start traveling with us to road games. The 1-0 to Evans. Cut on outside. Up into the netting, it'll sail.
Oh, the rally rabbit, maybe?
The rally rabbit. I like it. If we come back to win this game, if the Gatemen come back, it may be part and due to the rally rabbit.
Make shirts of that.
Just give Cam Ezeir a little gratuity from it. The 1-1 to Evans. Off-speed breaking ball. Boy, that was a beautiful pitch from Abner. Just settled right in the top of the zone for strike 2. Base is clear. 2 down. 1 ball, 2 strikes against him. Boy, great night for him, too. 3 for 3. All 3 have just been base hits with a stolen base. The 1-2 dealing. Up and away. Wild pitch gets to the backstop. No damage is done, though, with the bases empty. Count even at 2-2. Evans trying to spark the Gatemen with 2 outs in the top of the 8th as they trail by a run. 2-2 pitch. Chopper, shortstop side. Third baseman will cover. Taylor can't field it cleanly. Off the front of his glove it rolls. We'll have to see how they rule it. Is that the Gatemen's 11th hit of the night or the first error on Falmouth? We'll wait the decision with 2 outs in the top of the 8th. It is indeed an error on Taylor at third.
A bummer for Ty Evans. Pretty sure there's been no Gateman this season to record 4 hits in a single game. So reaches 4 times, but I know that's been done before.
That'll bring up a pinch hitter in Derek Fabian as he replaces Michael Robertson in the 9 spot. Fabian, a fellow Florida Gator. First pitch to him, upstairs, count 1-0. Fabian, of course, his older brother Judd also played baseball at Florida this past spring. Was a second-round pick last year by the Cincinnati Reds and decided to come back to school. The 1-0 swung through, count even at 1 apiece. They're both Florida natives. And if you talk about Derek, well, he saw plenty of action as a true freshman. 46 games this spring, started 43 of those, and he hit .218. Evans off first, the 1-1 to Fabian, down low. That's ball 2. The Gatemen down to their last 4 outs in this game in the top of the 8th inning. Trailing by a run with a man on. 2-1. Fouled off, back in the netting. Strike 2. Boy, what a wild, I would say. You go back to, you incorporate the bottom of the 7th to this top of the 8th, and it's been a wild last inning of action. We've had rabbits on the field. We've had 3 and 4 pitchers throw. Falmouth after dark is a little wild.
First time here, or the Gateman?
I will give credit to Gov Fuller Field. The bugs aren't too bad here. 2-2 toss. Down low in the dirt and gets past the catcher Peyton. Jogging into second will go Ty Evans, and now the tying runs in scoring position with 2 outs and a full count. Wouldn't surprise me in the least, after all the sequence of events we've seen, that the Gatemen tie it up right here. 3 balls, 2 strikes on the pinch hitter, Derek Fabian. Ty Evans will be at second. He represents that tying run. And would you look at this, Cam? The rabbit has made its way over to us. About 10 feet away from our broadcast booth. There it goes. Not on the field of play, at least. I don't know what that thing is looking for, but it is adamant. Nonetheless, runner at second, 2 down. The 3-2, lifted up in the air to center. Charging on it as Pinckney, and it dropped for a base hit. Rounding third. Here comes Evans, diving in at home. The play not in time, and he slides in safely with fireworks going off in the distance. The Gatemen have tied it up at 4 right here in the top of the 8th.
So I'm going to credit it to the Rally Rabbit. Now, a great job from Derek in there. It's the first time that I've seen the Gateman respond from adversity with a base hit. Usually it's the patience at the plate, but the first time where I've seen this occur. And what a great job by this Gateman team, and fireworks in the background right when that ball dropped, right when sliding in safely was Evans.
All it took was a rabbit on the field to bring this Gateman team back in it. We're tied at 4 in the top of the 8th. The go-ahead run will be at second, and Derek Fabian for the top of the order, we'll have to wait to see it. Pitching change is made by Falmouth. We'll tell you about the new man taking the bump. It's a big righty. When we return for more Wareham baseball on the Gateman Radio Network.
Local craft beer, great food, games, outdoor beer garden, and live music. That's all at Stone Path Malt. Better malt, better beer. Conveniently located across from Wareham Crossing in the West Wareham Industrial Park. Check Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or your family member have been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reedy, Kiernan, and McNally, LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all of the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reedy, Kiernan, and McNally, LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham and 2318 Acushnet Avenue in New Bedford. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website www.rkm-law.com.
Whether it's life insurance to safeguard your loved ones, an umbrella policy to protect your teen driver, or making sure your home is covered from storm damage, Rogers Gray is there to guide you. Insurance is more than just a box to check. Trust Rogers Gray, a proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League.
We're back, still in the top of the 8th inning. The Gatemen have tied it at 4, courtesy of an RBI double from Derek Fabian, and that'll bring on a pitching change for the Falmouth Commodores as they call on Drew Summers, the left-hander out of Arizona, 6'3", 250 pounds, human wrecking ball on the bump. He'll work against top of the order, and Jack Hausinger with the go-ahead run for the Gatemen at second. Lefty on lefty. First pitch. 2 outs in the inning. Hausinger takes strike 1 on the outer half.
I remember Drew Summers a couple of years ago pitched in a league called the San Diego League and went to SDSU, then went over to Central Arizona College, and the guy that's bounced around a few times is known for his location and where he's able to pick out on the plate.
0-1 offered. Check swing, lower half. Hausinger held back, count even at 1 apiece. The Gatemen gave up a 4 spot in the bottom of the 7th, and when time was running out, they came up in a big way with Derek Fabian, a pinch hit, RBI hit. Tie things up at 4. Summers, the 1-1. Breaking ball low and away, and that's ball 2. Four runs on 11 hits for the Gatemen. 4 on 8 for Falmouth. Fabian at second, the 2-1. Skips in the dirt to Hausinger. It's ball 3. Hausinger 1 for 4 tonight, an RBI double in the 3rd. Summers comes set at the chest, just along the letters of his jersey. 3-1 pitch. Hausinger cut on and missed. A fastball in the inner half. Count now full. All tied at 4. The Gatemen have the go-ahead run in scoring position at second. Payoff pitch upcoming to Hausinger with 2 outs. The toss lifted up and out of play behind home plate. Hausinger survives for 1 more. Time running out for the Gatemen if they want to avoid the tie in this one. Top 8, they'll have the offense up once more, of course. Well, Falmouth will have 2 more cracks at it coming up soon. 3-2 offering once again to Hausinger. The payoff pitch. Fouled off left side out of play. Three-two pitch once again. Cut on and miss. Strike 3. Drew Summers comes out of the pen and is able to shut down the inning. But the Gatemen do bring across 1. An RBI hit from Derek Fabian. And that ties things up at 4. We head to the bottom of the 8th when we come back from more Wareham baseball on the Gateman Radio Network.
We appreciate and thank the sponsors who support the Cape League and the 10 teams. Our corporate sponsors are the financial backbone of the league. It is with their support that we are able to preserve our long-standing tradition of providing the best family entertainment here on Cape Cod, free of charge. On behalf of the 9 other teams, the Wareham Gatemen, league officers, and the entire Cape League family, we would like to announce and thank our 2022 corporate sponsors. With much appreciation, we recognize the Yawkey Foundation, Gibson Sotheby's, Curry College, the 99 Restaurants, Coca-Cola Bottling of Cape Cod, Badger Sport, Zephyr Hats, Cape Cod 5 Cents Saving Bank, Milton Cat, Mosquito Marys, Massachusetts State Lottery. We will be back to you in the next inning for the second half of this outstanding list of loyal sponsors.
The 99 Restaurant and Pub is proud to be a sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Visit your local 99 and try their famous Colossal Lobster Rolls, piled high on a grilled brioche and served hot buttered or just the right amount of mayo and celery with fries and coleslaw. The 99, always the real deal.
After the game, visit El Mariachi on Main Street for the best Mexican food in Wareham. The cantina provides a delicious late-night snack accompanied by fun cocktails.
We go to the bottom of the 8th, all tied at 4. Are the Gatemen and the Falmouth Commodores. Cade Crenshaw with you alongside Cameron Ezeir on this Saturday evening. A couple of defensive changes for the Gatemen. Derek Fabian enters the game at third base after pinch hitting in the top half and ended up driving in the run. It would tie this game for Wareham. Max Anderson moves over to first. First pitch to Butcher. Down and in. Ball 1. In addition to all of that, also Alan Roden is now in center field for the Gatemen, replacing Michael Robertson. 1-0 pitch. Down and in. Ball 2. Butcher led off the 7th on a walk that would turn out to be a 4-run frame for the Commodores. All 4 runs for them came in that inning alone. 2-0 pitch. Called strike one, inner half. Tied at 4. Two one. Called strike two, outer half. No outs, bottom 8th. We're tied at 4 here at Gov Fuller Field. Base is empty, so we just get things underway with no outs. 2-2 pitch to Brutcher. Chop foul. Two balls, 2 strikes. The pitch from Alcock. Inside edge, doesn't catch. That's ball 3. Brutcher tonight, 1 for 2 with a walk, as we said last time up in the 7th. Three-two, lined out of play. First base side, we'll do it again. We'll touch base. Give me a text. We'll get together. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Brutcher. We'll see the payoff for what feels like the 3rd or 4th time. The 3-2. Brutcher lets him miss inside for ball 4. The second drawn walk by him in as many innings tonight.
Now batting, the left fielder from TCU, number 6, Luke.
And that'll bring up the 9th hitter in the order. And it is a pinch hitter for the Commodores as they try to get things underway. It's Luke Boyers out of TCU. No outs, bottom 8th. Go-ahead run for the Commodores on the base path at first. Alcock deals. Shows bunt. Up the third baseline it goes. Fabian charges, turns and flips in time to get 1. Over at first, the runner does move to second. So Brutcher is in scoring position. A successful pinch hit sacrifice from Boyers. That'll take us back to the top of the order, and tonight's home run hitter for the Falmouth Commodores, and Alex Mooney. 2 for 4. Last time up, though, in the 7th, a 2-run homer. That would be the last batter that Jack Sullivan would face. One out with Brutcher at second. Righty on righty. Alcock playing for the win. First pitch, down and away, ball 1. Nighttime skies have blanketed the field. We're playing by the lights. Can the Commodores add on some insurance runs before heading in the ninth, heading for the win? Or do they play for the tie? The 1-0, down and away, it's ball 2. Of course, you never play for the tie, but do they play and end it up in a tie, I guess I should say. Mooney out of Duke. The runner at second, 1 out. The 2-0 pitch. Rocked into left center. That gets down for a base hit in the gap and past the left fielder Windish. Rounding third, coming home to score is Brutcher. My, oh my, Mooney still on his jets. He's sliding into third. He's there safely. Commodores take a 5-4 lead. A huge defensive mistake from Hogan Windish in left.
I'm not going to blame Windish as much because as he was ranging to his left as the ball dropped in deep left center, it actually ricocheted off the grass and took a nasty carom the other way. So as Windish was drifting to his left, it bounced one way off a spin and bounced over to his right side, and he tried to reach up with it with the bare hand, unable to make that grab. So less on Windish, more on the hop.
Bottom of the 8th inning. Bobby Alcock still on the bump. Commodores cash in on an insurance run from Mooney. He stands at third for Colby Halter. Righty on lefty. One out pitch. Halter lets it miss outside. Count 1-0. To start a game there, of course, this would be his first appearance there. Started today at third.
He's played at third, he's played at second. We've seen him at DH as well. Swiss Army knife is what I'd call Max Anderson, especially on the defensive side.
A man at third with one down. Falmouth leads 5-4 in the bottom of the 8th. This has been a roller coaster back into this one. Have you packed it in early? Oh boy, have you missed some stuff. The 1-1. Cut on and missed. Fastball outer half the plate for strike 2. We've seen home runs. We've seen defensive miscues. We've seen pinch hit, RBI hits. We've seen rabbits on the field. The list just keeps on going. And speaking of, boy, right on cue. The rabbit is back on the field and left. So for those who are just now joining us, right, there is no fencing on the foul lines, if you will, past the dugouts. So that's the only fencing. Outside of that, it's exposed to the wooded areas. That's where the rabbits keep coming in from, is the wooded areas and left. Not sure, can't confirm if it's been the same rabbit every time.
Might be a whole tribe.
And there it is, it's back. This time closer to the third baseline instead of left field. It's going to cross into the field of play, maybe. It's sitting on the dirt up the third base.
Oh, here
side.
comes Mooney. He's trying to take a good angle on it.
Mooney's jogging off of third. The rabbit now closer to home. What do they do with this thing? Jogging back over closer to us along the backstop. It's through the left side. They're telling the folks on this side to open the gate. Let it out. Open. Now it's running back along the backstop. It's not how many licks does it take to get the center of a Tootsie Pop. It's how many baseball players does it take to get a rabbit off the field. All right, there it goes. It's in the corner. And now it's close to the Gateman dugout. There it's sprinting. Uh-oh, it's got hops. Back close to the third base bag. Fabian now ranging over on him. It's getting closer to the woods, but still on the grass. It's not on the gravel foul sides anyway.
If some fans are trying to get involved in the umpiring crew, rightfully so, saying, don't go on the field.
And there it finally goes into the wooded area, looks like. After all that, we can finally get back going to baseball.
I wonder if that's a consistent issue here at Gov Fuller Field, knowing that the boundaries are so odd in the way that if you go past the dugouts, you could easily just run on the field without hopping a barrier.
One down, bottom 8th. Bring you back up to speed. Falmouth leads 5-4 in the bottom of the 8th with a man at third. That's Mooney. You've got Halter at the plate. Righty on lefty with a 1-2 count. Alcock fires. Outside, and he gets away from Campos. Coming home to score is Mooney, and it's 6-4 Commodores. The pitch hit the glove of Campos and then bounced right off of it. The pass ball will bring in the Commodores' 6th run, not only just of the game, but of the last 2 frames. My, oh my. A late inning collapse from the Gateman. You really felt like the momentum was back with them when they tied the game in the top half at 4. And you give up a 2 spot, the inning's not over. Base is clear with 1 away, 2-2. Halter in the air to left. Windish moves under it. He makes the grab on the run. That's 2 down. The Gateman will have one last chance. And the top of the 9th. Of course, you have to keep in mind, ties do count. You get the Cape Cod League is set up on a point system in terms of who makes playoffs. The top 4 teams in each division make playoffs, meaning one does not. Well, how do you break that down? 2 points for a win, 1 for a tie. You get nothing for a loss, as Braden Taylor fouls one back behind us. Count nothing in 1. So the ties, while they might not be as great and grand when it comes to the competitor in all of us, it does matter in the standings when it comes to playoff time. 0-1 toss. All right, it's up. Boy, leaning out of the way of it was Taylor. Came in on the eyes.
Cade, it reminds me of pushing it to overtime in hockey, in which in the NHL you push to overtime, you lose in overtime, you still get a point toward your standings and, further playoff implications.
1-1 pitch. Taylor sees it upstairs, ball 2.
And to put this into perspective, Eric Swan, who looked great over 3 innings of work, he faced only 10 batters, and this is the 14th batter over the last 2 frames.
Commodores found life late tonight. 2-1. Down low, ball 3. Three balls and 1 strike to Braden Taylor, batting out of the 3 spot with the bases clear and 2 down. Alcock turns and deals. Down low, that's ball 4. A 2-out walk will put a man aboard. Falmouth's late surge continues. They lead at 6-4 in the bottom of the 8th with 2 outs.
You talk about the phrase, that's just baseball. Falmouth team that scored all 4 runs in the first inning in that win over Brewster yesterday. No runs in the first 6, and they have 6 runs in the last inning and 2/3.
The game giveth and the game taketh away. First pitch from Alcock, swung on and missed from Jack Payton. Count nothing in 1. Payton tonight, 1 for 3 with a walk, last time up in the 7th. Now bottom 8. Commodores have put 2 runs on the board to take a 6-4 lead. 0-1 swing and miss from Payton. Count nothing in 2. Fastball out and away. Oh, 2 pitch. Called strike 3 over the heart of the plate. And that is the end of the 8th. Well, 2 runs come across for the Commodores. A big RBI double from Alex Mooney. He would later come around to score the 2nd run on a wild pitch. We go to the top of the 9th. 3 outs remain for the Gateman offense. Is it enough? We'll find out when we return for more Wareham baseball on the Gateman Radio Network.
Continuing with our corporate sponsors, we also want to recognize and thank Franklin Sports, Cape Destinations, Sullivan Tire, Highline Cruises, Barnstable Bat, Sunderland Printing, Axis Bats, Cape Space, Christmas Tree Shops, OOFOS, T-Mobile, Boston Better Business Bureau, Fairway Financial, Rogers Gray, and of course, thank you to Major League Baseball for over 50 years of support.
Gateman Baseball is officially sponsored by Robertson's GMC, the truck professionals. Located just 2 miles away on Cranberry Highway, Robertson's GMC, we are professional grade, power like a pro.
What's up, Gateman fans? Looking for Wareham jerseys, shirts, and hats? You can find all of that and more online at gateman.org/shop. Visit to get all your Gateman gear today.
Mosquito bites and ticks. No, yikes! When the bugs get scary, just call Mosquito Mary's 866 Ask Mary or visit us at mosquitomarys.com.
The last hope is here. We go to the top of the 9th inning, score 2 before 3 outs are recorded. And they've got the perfect spot to do it. 2-3-4 due up, led off by Hogan Windish. This is a Gateman offense that has scored 7 runs in the 9th inning so far this season. First pitch to Windish, a base hit into right field. Walsh dove after it from first, but it went past his outstretched glove, and the leadoff man is aboard for Hogan Windish.
He's been so good. After a fly in the first and a strikeout swinging in the third, sac fly, so brings in a run in the 5th, single in the 7th, single in the 9th. His recovery process is so good. He just stands in there, waits for the pitch he wants to hit. SoCon Player of the Year this past spring in that great conference, the collegiate game. Yeah, Hogan Windish has been a mainstay for this team.
Here's Max Anderson with Windish on at first. Summers deals, first pitch, cut on and missed. 0-1. Gateman back in action tomorrow, hosting a doubleheader against Harwich. First pitch at 4 o'clock from Spillane Field. You can catch both games right here on the Wareham Gateman YouTube. 0-1 toss. Windish jogs back to first as Anderson lets it miss, diving in at his feet. Count even at 1 apiece. The tying runs at the plate. This game's still well within reach for Wareham. A few fans getting restless as the night wanes on. Trailing by 2. The 1-1. Anderson sees it away. Ball 2. Alan Roden in the on-deck circle. Hogan Windish on at first. He led off the inning with a base hit moments ago. A Nebraska Cornhusker at the plate. 2 balls, 1 strike, no outs, top of the 9th, down by a pair. Two 2-1 toss. Anderson cut on and missed, strike 2. Fastball elevated in the zone, couldn't connect. Anderson is 0 for 4 tonight. Summers comes set of the letters, lefty on righty. The 2-2 toss. Fouled out of play. Anderson stays alive. Anderson back in the box. Summers back on the rubber. Windish at first. No outs, top 9. We'll see it once more, the 2-2. Dribbler, first base side. Walsh will pick it up, step on the bag in time. That's the first out. The Commodores are definitely not worried about Windish on the base pass. As you think, well, why didn't they try to turn 2 there? Might have had a chance on it, but you don't want to risk it. And then both runners be safe, because then the tying runs on the base pass. Don't worry about that first guy in a 2-run game in the 9th inning. There's no reason to right now. Worry about the ball that's put in play.
Walsh knew it at first. His dugout was yelling at him saying, just get the one, and he did. Smart move, like you said.
Here's Alan Roden. 2 for 4 tonight. A double. Pair of doubles, I should say. First pitch taken for a strike. Fastball in the heart of the plate. Lefty on lefty. Summers comes set. The 0-1. Breaking ball finds its way in the top half. 0-2.
What a pitch. It went out, then back in. Good movement by Summers.
No balls, 2 strikes on Alan Roden. Windish stands at second with 1 out in the top of the 9th. Roden is the tying run at the plate. The 0-2 pitch, lifted up, shallow right center. Charging on it is Brutcher. Will reel it in for the second out. Windish remains at second with 2 away in the top of the 9th. The final hope will come down to Arizona State's Ryan Campos. catcher. It's 1 for 3 tonight. An RBI and a walk.
Did enter this game batting .300, one of 3 Gatemen batting .300 on the season, with the other one at second in Windish.
We'll briefly wrap things up after this one. 2-out pitch, chopper over to Taylor at third. 180 spin to first. That's the third and final out of the game. Just in time. Gunning down the throw is Brendan Taylor from third base. And the Falmouth Commodores steal one late from Wareham. They win it 6-4 over the Gateman. 4 runs on 12 hits, 1 error for Wareham. 6 runs on 9 hits, 1 error for Falmouth. Cam, overall a tough one tonight, as well the biggest difference maker in this game was how the Commodores played late. 4 runs in the 7th and 2 in the 8th to get it done. The highlight for them, a 2-run jack from Alex Mooney. That really started that comeback trend.
The Achilles heel for this Wareham team has always been out of the pen. Eric Swan was unbelievable today. Faced 11 batters, struck out 8 of them. Starting pitching's been the struggle over the last 5 or 6 games. That was good today, and Grayson Moore in his first start, his second outing here on the Cape. But then you bring in a couple new guys, and early on in the season, a lot of the newer guys, and everyone was new at that point, really had to adjust to Cape League play, the wooden bats going up against top players in the nation, and it just seems like those newer guys that came out of the pen were just a step behind the 8 ball, knowing they haven't pitched for a good couple of weeks and they're coming into Cape League play in a close game. Even though it was 3-0, Falmouth never stayed out of it. And a big credit to the Commodore pitching staff for keeping them in the game, and the hitters for believing and staying in that belief to know, okay, it's still a 3-run game, we can get back in it. A collapse from Wareham that all spurred from the bullpen. Now you wonder what Eddie Marco, the pitching coach for the Gateman, has to do to go back and talk to his pen to try to put this one in the rearview mirror.
A tough one tonight. We had a lot of fun, that's for sure. We had, of course, rabbits running on the field. That's always a good time, but it's never a fun thing to see a game slip through your fingertips, and that's exactly what happened tonight. The Gateman will get back after it tomorrow, a 4 o'clock first pitch for a pair of games, doubleheader on deck. They will both be 7 innings, so keep that one in mind during tomorrow's viewership for you. Until then, we thank you all for tuning in to tonight's broadcast of Wareham Gateman Baseball. Your final score, one final time. Falmouth defeats Wareham 6-4, despite the Gateman out hitting the Commodores 12-9. For Cameron Ezeir and our own Claire Foley, I'm Cade Crenshaw saying so long from Gov Fuller Field. Have a great rest of your night, and as always, remember to smile.